Oh, okay. And it does output. There we go. Alright, seems to work. We'll see if the chat ends up coming in properly. And wow, it like works immediately. That like never happens. Crazy. Okay, yeah, seems good then. Okay. So there's not a huge delay, but there's a bit of it. Okay, not bad though. Let's test the pick bands. Oh, hi, Crab. If my audio is too low, let me know. I did some adjusting with my audio recently, because every time I stream, I feel like when I get louder, I peak the shit out of the mic, but then when I talk quiet, no one can hear me. So I tried to, I added a compressor and I messed with some stuff, but I don't know if it's perfect. So at some point, if it's like you just straight up can't hear me, let me know, because I'm still working on it a bit. The audio is too low. Well, okay. Is it too low because you have to turn yourself up to hear me, or is it too low because I'm being drowned out? Because, like, let's say I put a stop to this real fast and I come into the Xonotic actual round Archon. Let's do siege map fuse, because the bots will actually run around and fuck each other up on fuse. So, like, when there's actual, like, gameplay sound effects happening, am I just, like, completely unable to be heard and it's all too quiet? Because the thing is that if I turn the game up too much, it's gonna be really loud, because on my end I've got a lot of stuff already turned up pretty high. Okay, I can try to up things a bit. The problem is that if I go too loud, I don't know, like, I think it might need to be like a compressor thing or something. Like, I need to find a way to set compressor options to make me even louder when I'm quiet. Because if I'm talking like this, if I'm talking to it like right now, and I'm talking into it much louder, much closer to the mic, I feel like it's pretty easy to hear me right about now. But when I'm talking just normal, more lowered, I feel like that's when people have a bit of a hard time hearing. So I think I need a compressor that boosts me even more. But I don't know how to do that without causing too much distortion. So if it needs to go higher, I can always crank up my audio interface like this a little bit. But if I go too high, it starts peaking. So I need to be careful, because we don't want it to start clipping on the, like, when I do like the ah sound effect. Like if I go like ah and if it's like here I go like ah, like it's gonna start peaking. That's gonna suck. So I definitely want it to be like here-ish, so that when I go like it doesn't peak when I do that. So yeah, maybe I just need a compressor that somehow increases my volume even more. But that's something that I'll work on. In the actual game, if it starts to get to a point where people like just straight up can't hear it at all, and it's like really bad, and people have to turn me up super high, I can increase the game's decibels by like 3 or 4, and then I can increase mine by like 3 or 4. But the problem I run into is that when doing commentary, you have this like really wide dynamic range, and if you set yourself nice and loud so that everyone can hear you, when you start to get louder and louder, it's going to start peaking. And it's like, oh, we'll just set like a noise limiter. But you can't do that, because the peaking is coming from the audio interface in the preamp. Like, I'm screaming into the audio interface in the preamp. So all I could really do is like maybe boost myself in post. I guess I could do that. I guess I could boost myself in post on what's it called? In OBS. Actually, let me try something. Let me try something. I'm gonna go advanced audio properties, and I'm gonna try to like boost myself by like 10 decibels here. Okay, so I boost myself by like 10 decibels. So when I look at OBS, it's screaming at me. It's in red, and it's saying like, you're peaking, shut the fuck up, you're peaking. It's like telling me that I'm way too fucking loud. But when you hear me, am I peaking? Is this way too loud, or is this fucked up? Is this terrible? Let me see. I think I can like open up my own stream. Let me see. Can't do that, because the peaking is coming from the audio interface in the preamp. Like, I'm screaming into the audio interface in the preamp. So the peaking is coming from the audio interface in the preamp. Like, I'm screaming into the audio interface in the preamp. The fuck? Why did it get quieter? Like, oh, because I'm hearing myself echo. That's why it got quieter. I was like, wait a minute. Okay. I don't know why OBS makes the upper range red. No, I mean, it's not that the upper range on OBS is red. That's not what I'm worried about. It's that when I look at like my preamp and stuff, you don't really want to go above 0 on the preamp, because that's when stuff starts to like peak generally. So when I look at OBS is like screaming, oh dude, you're going up way above the red. But when I look at my preamp says that I'm not. So that's where I get confused, because if the peaking, so I think the peaking comes from the preamp. So I think if I keep the preamp low and OBS screams at me, it's not a big deal. The problem is that if I just increase that by 10 decibels, I need to increase this by 10 decibels. So, 1 second. Let me turn this off and then run game sounds real fast, and I'll just like talk over that. Oh wait, I should like be able to hear myself. I'm gonna have to like echo for a second. Oh wait, I should like be able to hear myself. Okay. So this is me talking with game sounds going on. And OBS says that the game sounds are overpowering me, but I'm not sure if they actually are. This is me talking with game sounds going on. And OBS says that the game sounds are overpowering me, but I'm not sure if they. I don't know. I can't tell. So we'll just do this. If people say, "Holy shit, this is way too fucking loud," shut the fuck up. I can turn it down a bit. And if people say, "Oh no, this is fine," then it's fine, I guess. The biggest thing is that if my mic starts peaking and clipping, I need to know, because that's a horrible auditory experience. So if the mic starts peaking or clipping, that's when I need to know that shit sounds like garbage. But if this is fine, if this like right here is fine, where you can hear me better now, and the game audio won't be completely overpowering that, then I guess I can leave it here for now. I mean, I can also... I mean, I've only got like 5 minutes till shit starts, so I have to start like getting things started. But, so I can't sit here and like fuck with this too much. But the problem is that, yeah, when I started... Well, I did all this stuff earlier, and it sounds good on my end. Because on my end, I record myself, and I listen back to it in VLC. And my VLC is at 100, and my audio interface is only set to 50%. And I hear it on my headphones, and I go, oh yeah, that sounds great, that sounds good. But then whenever I stream, everyone's like, oh, this is way too quiet. This is way too quiet. So I don't know if everyone's playing on like fucking gateway speakers from the 90s and they just don't have a high enough range to hear or something like that. But when I listen to this on my end, everything sounds great. But okay. I just need people to let me know then if this is gonna end up peaking and sounding like shit. Like, well, actually, I can just echo again and listen. Let's see. Like, if I go like end up peaking and sounding like shit. Like, well, actually, I can just echo again and listen. Let's see. Like, if I go like and a little bit. It's a little bit fucking high, but you know. Maybe I increase that by 8 or a 7. And then I can drop this down by 2. That's probably more reasonable. Let's see if that's about more reasonable. Anyway. Make sure everything is working. So if I go pick bands. Yeah, okay, cool. So the first people are gonna be cotangents and gunniacs. So I need to get the, what's it called? Let me get in game. Okay, so I need to get okay, so cotangents is already in game, so we can get gunniacs in game in a second, and then we can do the pix bands, and we are good to get started then. Let me see. Run it over to Xonotic, grab the copy map txt. Okay. Grab that. I'll PM gunniacs. Okay, cool. Gunniacs is coming. They just sent me the message right when I started typing to them. So we're all good. Okay, so yeah, first match is going to be Gunniacs versus Cotangents. After that, it's going to be... and how do I pronounce that? Yaxil? I don't know. I'm gonna sound like an idiot. So I'll probably just call him Yak for the whole time, just to keep it simple. But so we've got Yak versus Spearoct, and then we're going to get Kyle versus Zord in the very end. So this is going to be a Hoonymode style event. So Hoonymode is basically, it's dual, it's round-based, but whenever you get a kill in Hoonymode, both players respawn with only 100 HP and no armor. That's how Hoonymode works. Now, this isn't actually perfect replication of Hoonymode, because in Quake 1 Hoonymode, actually, when you guys respawn, you actually swap spawn spots. So if somebody spawns at like red armor on Blood Run and someone spawns at rocket at Blood Run, someone gets a point. The next round, the spawns are going to be swapped. The other person will spawn at red, the other person will spawn at rocket, and then it'll randomize your spawns again after that round. I don't think it works like that here, so it's not a perfect recreation of Hoonymode, and the scoring system isn't actually running the technical Hoonymode scoring system. Because in Hoonymode, technically the way the scoring system works is it is played up to a certain score limit. Usually there's a time limit, but it's also played up to a score limit. So most of the time Hoonymode is played to like 6, but you have to win by like 2. So if the score is like 5-6, you haven't won even if you got to 6. You haven't won even if you got to 6. You have to get to 7 because you have to be 2 ahead. So that's how Hoonymode technically works. So this is technically not true Hoonymode. It's more like a round-based duel, but it's very, very close to it, so just calling it Hoonymode. Anyway, we got Cotangents and Gunny-Axe in the server now, so we can start getting set with the picks bands. Bands. So, we're going to get started now with the picks and the bans. Cotangents is going to get the first ban. Let me see. Bam, bam. Boom. Pictures up here. Yeah, we're about to get started 2 minutes. Okay, cool. So I'm about on time. So, first map, it's going to be in the pool that Cotangents doesn't want to deal with, is going to be Blood Covenant. Blood Covenant coming out of the pool. Let me see. Open the picture. I'm just making sure. Okay, I still know how to operate my OBS. Cool. Good for me. Next map going to be banned is going to be by Gunny-Axe, and it's going to be Sinister. So let's get Sinister now. Boom, boom. Picture coming in. Bam, look at the fate. I think I can actually activate all of these, and it won't be a big deal. But whatever. Okay, Cotangents now getting the next pick. Cotangents wants the map he plays first to be Fuse. So, first map we're going to be seeing in the pool is Fuse. You know, I put a bunch of work into making sure I got the version of Sinister scaled up right into work, and then these motherfuckers ban it. No, I'm kidding. Anyway, and then we've got, Gunny-Axe is going to be picking Bloody Run. Bloody Run is a, Xonotic version of the map Blood Run. Everyone knows Blood Run, everyone loves Blood Run. So now we get the final 2 bans. Cotangents is going to be banning out Silent Siege. Silent Siege, very big, open type of map. Doesn't want to be playing on that. Cotangent's banning both Blood Covenant and Silent Siege. Very kind of big open maps. You can kind of see the maps that Cotangent doesn't really want to be playing into. He doesn't really want to be playing into those more open maps with a lot of movement space. He kind of wants to be playing these smaller maps and trap people in and carry his momentum a lot more, it seems like. And then Gunny-Axe wants to ban out Veil, which means the final map in the rotation is going to be Xonotic, I believe. Let me check my own maps. And, yeah, Quake Champions version of the map, Blood Run. Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, Blood Covenant is the Quake Champions version of Blood Run. And then Bloody Run is the Xonotic version of Blood Run, yeah. But anyway, so the maps we're going to be getting today are going to be Fuse, and then Bloody Run, and then Xonotic from Cotangents and Gunny-Axe. So, now I can come back into the game. I can make sure that everyone's health bars are set up properly, and then we are good to get started. Let me see, who am I watching here? This is Cotangents. I don't remember having this set so small. Here we go. And then get this one set up to be viewing Gunny-Axe. Make sure that in-game these are the correct values. They are. Okay, cool. So I'll stop the music, and at only 1 minute past 7, we are good to get started with the Hoonymode duel exhibitions. Again, I have a new audio setup, so if things are too loud, or I'm peaking, or the game needs to go up, or my audio needs to come down, let me know, and after the match, I can try to adjust it a little bit. Fade in, here we are, we're in the warm-up right now. I just accidentally off-clicked this. I'm gonna kill myself. Okay, it still works. Looks like we're in-game. I'll check the stream to make sure the stream is working on my end. Works on my end. Okay, cool. Health bars seem to be there. They're lining up properly. Good to go when they are. Okay, so good to go when you are. So, first map, Hoonymode, is going to be on Fuse, the map Cotangents voted for. Both of them are ready to go. We're ready to go. So, first I gotta keep in mind about Fuse, this map doesn't actually have a red armor. So, Cotangents is going to be spawning off by that first yellow, and it looks like Gunny-Axe is going to be spawning closer to Mega, but if he drops down to the right, there is going to be another yellow over there. Gunny-Axe, though, dropping down immediately. He does want to go for the Mega, it looks like. Can't tell if this lag is on my end. I'll check on Cotangents right here. I might be getting a little bit of lag right now. Try to bear with me for a second. I wasn't doing that earlier. What the hell? You can just watch for a second. I'll bring up my CMD, make sure. Okay, cool. Let me get a secondary window for this just to make sure that's going up, and I can monitor that as well. Okay. I don't know why there's a bit of lag going on here, but it seems to be running fine on Cotange's side now. So, bit of a delay. Cotange's does have the slight stack advantage right now. Coming up here, he's going to be using his Electro Burst, try to block Gunnyx out. He does have the high ground. Gunnyx getting hit by a huge set of Electro Bursts, and Cotange's is going to be in control of the Mega, and he's going to have a really, really, really good, like, positional standing right now. He's got that high ground. Rail Shot going to be out. He's going to be hitting Gunnyx. Gunnyx going to be backing off, though. He's going to get some health back. Tries to fire a rail at Cotange's. Not really going to reach, though, so Cotange's does still have that health advantage. Running around on the back end side of things. Coming over to the yellow. Yellow might be up soon. Doesn't see it on his way through, so it looks like he's going to try to wait on the next Mega. He's just trying to kind of stay out of the way. He does have the health advantage. He's got the rails. He's just kind of trying to find these stray shots. Because again, Hoonymode, you only need that one kill, and you don't have to really carry the momentum. So he doesn't have to hold a position where he knows he can carry momentum from. He just needs to land these shots. Another rail coming out. Not going to quite land it, though. Gunnyx backing off a little bit, firing some back rockets. Cotange's doesn't want to chase into that because, as he sees, Mega is up. Cotange's is going to be securing the Mega while trying to catch out. Gunnyx maybe trying to contest it. Gunnyx, though, not going to be looking for a contest, so Gunnyx going to be kind of backing off, trying to look for the yellow, but not going to find it. Cotange's right now in almost complete control of all of the armors on the map. I think he's picked up both yellows on both sides of the map, and he has gotten the Mega so far. So Cotange's in a really, really, really good position right here. You're going to find Gunnyx on his way to the yellow. Gunnyx not going to be able to contest it at all. Running away at almost 1 HP. Cotange's just needs to find one kill, and it looks like he is going to find it. Coming through the teleporter, he's just going to get aggressive. Cotange's, okay, I've got almost every single yellow up to this point. I've gotten the last Mega. You're going down. Next spawn, Cotange's going to be spawning right next to the green armor, and Gunnyx going to be spawning next to the Mega. So Gunnyx is going to be collecting the Mega. Cotange's going to be getting a green. That is going to give Gunnyx a slight health advantage at the beginning of this. Slight stack advantage compared to Cotange's. Both characters, or both players, about even right now, although I would say that Gunnyx has a bit of a kind of a stronger arsenal for man fighting than Cotange's is right now. Gunnyx has picked up both the rocket and the mortar and the Electro, whereas Cotange's really only has like a rail cry link. He has himself a mortar now. Okay, and he has rockets now. So Cotange's has kind of picked up the rest of his arsenal, and in that time, it doesn't look like Gunnyx was able to find a fight with him, but Gunnyx does have a superior positioning, as they are going to be right next to Mega, pick it up literally the second it spawns. Rocket coming down, unreturned damage on Cotange's. Cotange's on the run. Gunnyx now with the full arsenal, misses the rail, and Cotange's right in his face, but it looks like Gunnyx is going to be able to carry this momentum. Cotange's in the lava, and the next point is going to go to Gunnyx right there. Catching Cotange's out, has that big health advantage, forces the fight with both Megas. Gunnyx going to be spawning on the low ground. Nothing really near him he can grab, but he is going to be able to jump himself up all the way to the Mega, grab the Mega, whereas Cotange's only going to be having himself a yellow arm. So Cotange's with yellow and a rocket, Gunnyx with Mega and a railgun. Gunnyx going to be on the back foot right now, kind of looking to land these rails because they're not quite able to find a direct confrontation weapon yet. Now with the mortar, they can swap to that. Cotange's has a rail and a rocket, though, so both players pretty armed to the teeth. Both players have a relatively even stack. Both shots going to become missing out of both players in the middle side of the map. Cotange's, though, on the run, doesn't want to stick around, doesn't want to fight this. He knows that Mega's coming up soon, and he had that low ground. He doesn't want to fight into the low ground on that. He's going to grab some armor stack up. Maybe he can land a passing shot up at the Mega, but he's not up there. Gunnyx playing lower, trying to catch Cotange's, coming out, trying to catch him. There's going to be a bit of a fight right here. Cotange's going up, firing a rocket, hitting Gunnyx right in the face, and Gunnyx can't land these rails. Gunnyx falling behind in the health battle right now, and Cotange's firing rockets up. An unreturned shot coming out of Gunnyx, though, and Gunnyx just going to back off, going to concede that Mega to Cotange's. Coming out with another rail, not going to land, though. Retreating through the portal. Cotange's doesn't want to change that. He knows he chases through the portal. He's going to get caught out. He's going to die right there. Rocket coming out of Cotange's on the high ground. Gunnyx has to get out of this room. With that height advantage, Cotange's has a huge, huge kill advantage. Going up again, landing the rail. Cotange's is going to be winning the fight in the jump pad room. 2-1, Cotange's favor. Gunnyx going to be spawning on the low ground, boosting himself all the way up to the Mega and grabbing that. Cotange's, meanwhile, is going to be grabbing the yellow and a Cry Link. I would say the Gunnyx probably has the bigger stack advantage, along with the better arsenal right now, as he's got the rail and the Electro, whereas Cotange's really only has the mortar, well, now the mortar, and the Cry Link, the Xonotic electric shotgun, you know. Rocket launcher now on Cotange's, though. He's got himself a bit more arms. Still no rail, so it's going to be hard for him to find those kind of ranged chip damage hits, those ranged unreturned hits. But he will be finding himself a completely unguarded Mega, so that Mega's going to go to Cotange's. He has a big stack advantage right now. Going to grab the rail as well, so now he's got the full arsenal. Gunnyx right now, though, only with rail and rocket. Going to be playing on the back foot a little bit, getting launched up by Cotange's through the wall, and that is going to be another point going into Cotange's, catching Gunnyx out as they get popped up through the splash damage. Because keep in mind, in Xonotic, you can actually get hit with splash damage through floors and through walls if you're close enough. So Cotange's popping Gunnyx up from the bottom of the floor right there with the splash, and then hitting with a rail. Really well played. Cotange's going to be in control of the Mega right now. Bigger stack than Gunnyx currently has, and a much more powerful arsenal, as he's got the... There's not as much of an unholy trinity in Xonotic as there would be in, like, Quake, but if there had to be an unholy trinity in Xonotic, it would probably be rocket, mortar, and railgun, and that is what Cotange's had access to. Electro is pretty damn strong as well if you can kind of get a good read and land those. But yeah, Cotangent just had the stronger arsenal right there. He was able to just pick a fight, and Gunnyx couldn't fight back, even though they had very similar stacks. Cotangent right now, Rail, Mortar, Electro. Meanwhile, Gunnyx has that. Gunnyx, though, only has a rocket right now. Going to be moving their way back up to grab a Rail. Similar stacks, but Cotangent does have stack advantage. Gunnyx getting the jump on him, though. Good unreturned Mortar. Not going to land the rocket shot, though. Gunnyx come in, looking for Yellow. Going to find Yellow. We know the Mega's coming up soon. Cotangent wants it. Fires a lot of orbs down. Only 30 damage on it, though. Rail not going to come out, and Cotangent wants this Mega. Gunnyx knows that Cotangent wants it, though, and they're watching. They're waiting for it. Good unreturned rockets coming out of Gunnyx. Now a big direct hit on Cotangent right at the top. Doesn't even see him. Curves it right into him. And Cotangent, well, good rocket by Gunnyx, but Gunnyx knows he wants that. So he's just going to sit down there. And it's like, yeah, I might have the low ground, but in a game like Xonotic where you can curve rockets, if you can keep out of line of sight and you can predict where someone's going to be, those curved rockets can just totally win you a fight like that, even from the low ground. And Gunnyx going to be hitting Cotangent with another rocket and grabbing the Mega Health, putting himself in a really, really advantageous position. High ground right now, and with a Mega Health. Missed Rail coming out of Cotangent. Gunnyx not going to be able to retaliate, though. Moving himself back around to the other side, looking to grab a Mortar maybe and complete his arsenal. There we go. Gunnyx got a full arsenal of weapons right now, and Cotangent has a respectable arsenal, but there we go. Unreturned damage coming out of the Railgun on Cotangent, coming up behind Gunnyx. Up on the high ground. Cotangent is going to be grabbing a yellow armor. 200 stack on Cotangent. About 200 on Gunnyx. They're somewhat even with that Mega coming up soon. The next big fight's going to be happening here. Both players not able to land their shots on each other. Both are too evasive. Cotangent's going to go up, though. Bonk his head on the ceiling. Waiting for Gunnyx to go through the portal. Gunnyx not going to fall for that trick. They're not going through the portal with the health down. Cotangent is going to be the one that grabs the health. Going up to the top of the portal. Any rockets coming out of Gunnyx. Gunnyx going up. Is going to hit Cotangent with a portal rocket. Completely throwing off his trajectory. Cotangent's going to be completely denied the Mega Health right there. And that's going to be free to Gunnyx. Rail coming up, but not quite able to land. Sees him go through the portal, and Gunnyx is in control of this right now. There we go. Big Rail coming out of Gunnyx. Trades right into the rocket. I don't care. I'll trade into a rocket. Take you down. And that next point's going to go to Gunnyx. 4-3 right now. Very even game, and 3 minutes still left on the clock. Gunnyx going to be grabbing the Mega Health and going to be grabbing a yellow armor, putting Gunnyx at a very distinct health advantage right now. Getting the Electro and getting the Railgun. Cotangent has a more robust kind of direct conflict arsenal with the rockets and the rails, but Gunnyx has that distinct health advantage, and that will be able to carry them through a fight if Cotangent's hard commits. So he can't hard commit. He's looking for it. He's looking to find these chip damages, but he can't hard commit to a fight. He knows that. He's going to back off. All right, you got that low ground with those rockets. You've been playing pretty well with those all game. I'm going to back off a bit, he says, but he knows that Mega's coming up very soon. And there we go. Gunnyx going to come out, hit him with the rail, but Cotangent's going to return with his own rail, chase Gunnyx around the corner with a rocket that's going to fall up, do big damage, and Cotangent will take that scramble. Next life, Gunnyx is going to be spawning on the Mega, and Cotangent is going to be spawning on the yellow, giving Cotangent the rail and the yellow armor, but giving Gunnyx rocket and Mega health. Stacks are somewhat similar, but there we go. Gunnyx is going to be filling out his arsenal a bit more robustly than Cotangent right now. He's got the rockets, he's got grenades, and, well, he doesn't have a rail, but he does have that Krylink. That thing is scary. Look at Cotangent. Oh, trying to run. He can't get away, though. The Krylink is just too powerful, dragging him down back to the ground. Magnet gun, but Cotangent somehow barely going to get away. Maybe could have sniped him with the shotgun, but, you can't see exactly people's health value, so, maybe Gunnyx thought that they needed to get a meteor hit to finish him off. Either way, Gunnyx, now with a railgun, Cotangent's on the way through, gonna miss the shot, barely hit the ceiling. Cotangent, what's he doing? He's just running laps through the map. You ever play the campaign, and the bot just runs laps through the maps? I'm like, what the hell are you doing? What is it, like, bot Cotangent? Or he's just running laps. Coming around, mini grabbing that yellow, though, got his health back up, got himself a yellow, got himself a railgun, got himself a mortar. He's completely filled out his arsenal. Nice job avoiding those grenades. Really well placed grenades by Gunnyx right there, though. And Gunnyx is going to be trying to take the Mega. Grenade coming out, preemptively hitting Cotangent, and going to be taking control of the Mega. Huge health advantage on Gunnyx right now. They are going to push their advantage. Cotangent is going up in the air. He's one shot from death, but again, he's on the run. Gunnyx just can't finish him off, can't catch him. Cotangent's super low right now. Gunnyx hears him, heard him pick up that armor. They know he's over there. Cotangent's on the run. You can't catch him, though. Through the portal, you can't cuff him. He's insane. He's out of control. You can't put this man behind bars. Running around, he's just robbing Gunnyx of all the armors, and you can't catch him, can't catch the guy. Coming in on the back end, though. Railgun coming out, trying to take these shots at Gunnyx on the bottom side. Not going to land the shot. I can't remember if I started the recording on my OBS. I've been distracted now. Did I start the recording? Fuck, I didn't start the recording. All right, now I've started the recording. The first game when I re-upload this is going to be lower quality than the others because it's going to be stream quality. But I'll figure it out. I'll splice it together. Anyway. Coming back together, 15 seconds left on the map, and it looks like this is going to go Cotangent's way. Getting really aggressive now. He knows, all right, it's almost over. I don't got anything to lose here. 9 minutes, 50 seconds. Last round going to go to Cotangent's, and that's going to be GG's, and they will move on to the next map, which is going to be Bloody Run. Really, really good showing in this first game, 6-3. Honestly, Gunnyx puts up a really good fight against Cotangent's. It's just that she just couldn't Sorry, I don't know. I throw him around interchangeably. They just couldn't catch him. They just couldn't catch him. Kotange is just he's a slippery little rattlesnake as he just runs through the map, does his laps, and the Crylink almost had him, but they ran out of ammo, and then they just couldn't get him with that last hit. He's a very evasive guy. Going on to Bloody Run as the next map now. Let me see. I got a ping in Steam. In-game chat shows up in the health cams. Yeah, I know that it does that. It's because the way my health cams work with the HUD. I have a very, very specific setup. Next time I do this, I will adjust it. I will adjust it so that the HUD. I'll move the health bars away a bit. It's a very specific setup I have here. All right. I don't want to try to fix anything while I'm streaming, because if I fuck it up, it will be a 10-minute fix, and I can't do that right now. So so it is what it is. I'll tell them when they can start. I gotta get the health bars set up again. Blah, blah, blah. Alright, we're in the warm-up. There we go. Okay, so Gunny-Axe is red and Cotangent is blue. Got this one. I need to see my OBS. Okay, so the health bar I'm looking for right now is Gunny-Axe's health bar. And the health bar I'm looking for on this one is Cotangent's health bar. Bring up the OBS. Still in game. Things are working. Alright, they're good to go. And no one has told me that, oh, we can't actually see the stream, so I haven't, like, accidentally been streaming the pick band's picture the whole time, at least. So we're doing good. We're all okay. We're doing all right here. All right, gonna get started in 3 minutes. It is gonna be the Xonotic version of Blood Run. This is the map that was voted for by. All right, they started the game. That's a freeze tag bug. If you start the match while someone is frozen, the people are frozen. That's not a bug that came from my inability to code game types, though. That's in the base game. All right, that's in the base game. Anyway, I gotta readjust the health bars now. I think these are correct. They're getting started fast. They're getting started fast. Okay, there we go. Cotangents. Yes, I do have them set up properly. All right, so Cotangent is going to be spawning over at the rocket room, and Gunny is going to be spawning over at the grenade launcher room. Gunny's going to be grabbing themselves a railgun and a mortar, and Cotangent is going to be grabbing himself the rocket and micro missiles, which are like okay. But with Gunny having the huge stack advantage they do after having Mega and the red armor, Cotangent is at a pretty distinct disadvantage. He does have the AK-47, and now he's rounded out his arsenal. Cotangent's feeling pretty strong right now. Now he's got a pretty fully rounded out arsenal. Doesn't have as big. Well, he does have the health advantage now. Actually, I lied. Has the health advantage now as well, so he's looking for a fight right here. 30 seconds in, finds Gunny-Axe down there, shooting rocket, shooting a rail, not going to quite land, get zoned out a little bit by Gunny-Axe. I got to bring up my stream because I can't see both health bars at the same time. Boom, there we go. Now I can see both health bars at the same time. Gunny-Axe going to be having the slight HP advantage now, and looks like Cotangent is looking for the micro missile burst shot. Going to shoot, not going to land. Gunny-Axe jumping right over the top of it. Next Mega is going to be spawning in about 8 seconds, so that's probably going to be the main thing that they need to fight for. Both have pretty filled out arsenals. Cotangent gonna be taking a lot of damage, though. Not able to return any of this fire on Gunny-Axe. Trying to get out of the room. He's stuck in the room. He can't get out. The archers are trapping him. And Gunny-Axe is gonna be firing a rocket right where he lands. Easy frag. Cotangent is gonna be spawning down by the Mega Health, grabbing the AK-47. But no, gonna get blasted away from the Mega Health before he even gets a chance to grab it. And a second follow-up rocket gonna hit him right in the head. A free second frag pickup for Gunny-Axe right there, and Gunny-Axe on the next life going to be spawning right on top of the Mega. Cotangent is going to be seeing it, going to be getting, dropping the health of Gunny-Axe a little bit, but not a ton, but alright, Cotangent is going to be responding with his own, what is it called? Not Mega Armor, Big Armor, Large Armor, I don't remember what it's called. I would call it Red Armor, but well, they're red on my stream, but they're green normally in Xonotic, but Red Armor, he's going to begin the Red Armor. Cotangent is getting really aggressive right now. He knows he's got that fully filled out arsenal, he knows he's got the Red Armor, and he knows that Gunny-Axe doesn't have the Mega from earlier, because he knows he stripped it off of him. So, Cotangent is running around, looking to get aggressive, not going to get too aggressive though, sees the rocket coming out, knows that the Mega's coming up soon, and he's positioned for it, he's ready for it. Nice unreturned rail right there. Mega's up, Cotangent knows it's up, but he doesn't want to go for it. He's trying to bait it. He wants Gunny-Axe to take it. Yeah, come get my Mega, Gunny-Axe. Come get it. I know you want it. Oh, you must not down to there, huh? Bam. And what he's really doing Really well played by Cotangents. He doesn't want the Mega. He's willing to let you take it because he knows even if you take it, he's got control of red. And by not going for it, he gets the Mega and the red now. Really, really well thought out play by Cotangents right there. And now he's on the hunt. Big stack advantage. Gunnyx is able to bring their armor up to the 100 with both of the yellows lying around. But Cotangents still, he's sitting on a big stack right now. And with the Mega and the red coming up again, it looks like he's gonna try to post up and try to fight for him, but Gunnyx getting really aggressive right now. I know you're posting up for it. I know where you are. I know the grenade platform is strong, and I'm gonna come over, and both are trying to, like, look into the trade into each other. Gunnyx gonna go down, but almost takes down Cotangents. Cotangents gonna be taking the lead. Well, not the lead, but he's gonna be taking the frag there. Cotangents spawning at the yellow armor. Gunnyx gonna be spawning down by the Mega health. They're gonna get the Mega and the red armor right here. Big hack advantage compared to Cotangents. Cotangents only got a grenade launcher, meanwhile Gunnyx has a rocket and a rail, so Gunnyx right now is in a really, really strong position to try to take Cotangents down with weapon swapping. Got a much higher DPS potential than Cotangents currently does have. Cotangents now, though, does have the railgun, he does have the AK, so he's looking for a maybe nice pickup kill right there. Not going to find it, though, trying to get a little bit of chip damage out, but unfortunately he is going to get railed by Gunnyx, so Cotangents playing from a pretty big health deficit right now. Mega is going to come up, and Gunnyx is going to grab it. They know that red's coming up, and because they're in control of the red and the Mega, they're just going to take them both. With both items in Xonotic having a 30-second cooldown, if you grab one and then grab the other, you don't have to time the second item. You can just time the first one and grab it and know that the second you get to where it was, you're going to have it again. So it's a nice thing about having 30-second item timers. It's nice. It's nice. I've played some Quake 3 recently, and having to do the 25 and the 35... It's annoying. It's annoying how much harder it is to keep control of both. But Cotangents is going to end up trading really hard in there. What am I doing? What am I talking about? Quake 3? Who gives a shit? Well, this is what's going on right now. Gunnyx going to be spawning up by the red armor, looking down. Gonna find the Mega as well, so Gunnyx going to have a really good start to this first round, grabbing the Mega and the red armor. Cotangents, though, is going to be getting himself a mortar and a rocket. So Cotangents trying to fill out his arsenal a little bit. Grab two yellows right there, brings him up a little. First rocket come out, not going to land, then he is going to take a rail. So Cotangents has a bit of a health disadvantage right now. Doesn't really want to play into Gunnyx until maybe he can grab another set of items, health items. Gunnyx can get really, really aggressive, though. Cotangents has nowhere to go but towards him. Boost over him, actually gets out alive. He's a slippery little rattlesnake. I told you, can't catch him. You can't cuff him. Look at him go. Flies right over his head through the big arch. Is going to be firing a lot of rockets and grenades trying to chip Gunnyx out. He will successfully zone Gunnyx. He sees the red armor, but does he want to go for the red armor? He's going to try to wait on it. He is going to go for it. Gunnyx trying to come up. Big direct rocket in the air. Follow up, not going to land. Another rocket coming out. Gunnyx one shot from death, and Cotangents has the health to push into this if he wants to, but unfortunately he's going to get knocked in the hole and he's going to get zoned out by grenades, so he's not going to be able to find the kill. But he's put himself in a pretty nice position right now where he has the other yellow that Gunnyx can't get, so Gunnyx can't stack up to 100 armor, not at least until the next red in 15 seconds, so Cotangents does have a window here to apply a lot of pressure. Big rail coming out on Cotangents. He's going to hit Gunnyx down there, firing some grenades down. Gunnyx is going to be staying down there. It's a really dangerous position to be in. He is going to go for the Mega health. Gonna contest it. Cotangents gonna hit him with two rocket rail. Gunnyx one shot away from death. Cotangents knows he wants the health, but he just can't land any of these extra shots. Gunnyx playing super, super evasively, getting down in the hole just in time. Gonna get away from Cotangents. Cotangents coming around on the back end. Here's Gunnyx, though. He hears him. He knows he's somewhere over here. Okay, but he backed off. Maybe he got out. Maybe he's not over there. And Gunnyx, oof, oof. I barely got out of here. But oh no, teleports up and there's Cotangents. Ah, I found you. You can't get away from me. You can't run from me. But no, he doesn't need to run from it because somehow Gunnyx comes out on top of that. Gunnyx with like 2 HP. Cotangents just avoids a rocket and a rail coming out, and he is able to return enough damage on Cotangents. He will take that round from him. So Cotangents is gonna have to be playing from a point deficit right now. Is able to grab the red armor, but he's not gonna be able to grab the Mega. Does have a health advantage over Gunnyx right now, though. Not gonna be able to grab the yellow because you can't use yellows to overstack. But he wants the control of it, so he's going to bring himself back down, makes it a worthy sacrifice, so the Gunnyx can't take the yellow armor, and that's going to put Cotangents in position for the next, like, 30 seconds or so. Gunnyx can't be collecting any of these armors. Yeah, and I think the lag is on my end when I'm looking at things. Both are stuttering when it happens, so it's definitely a me problem. But, yeah, it is what it is. German internet's pretty awesome. Gonna be grabbing the Mega on Gunnyx right there, and with the yellow, or not the yellow, with the red up, Cotangents is gonna be taking the red. Cotangents with a slight health advantage, but Gunnyx getting a really, really good big rocket on Cotangents, which is gonna even the playing field out, make Cotangents want to back off a little bit, have to think about his decisions. Gonna be grabbing some of the health vials lying around, looking for an angle, not gonna find Gunnyx though. Maybe re-peek it, no. Unfortunately, Gunnyx was moving down though, he might have seen him, but no, he's gonna miss out, and Gunnyx is barely gonna miss out on Cotangents. There we go, gonna go for a flick shot, not gonna land on him though. Cotangents coming in, doing a lot of unreturned damage to Gunnyx, getting really aggressive. And there we go. He is going to finish Gunnyx off with that rocket. Finally, you're not getting away from me. We're stuck in the pit. There's nowhere out from here. Even if you go up, I have a railgun. You're going down. Next round, Cotangents is going to spawn on the red. Gunnyx going to get the Mega. Good, what's the word I'm looking for? Not like trade, but good balance in control of the big items. Both are going to spawn at the same time. And this leaves both players in a really, really even position where it really just comes down to what weapons they have. Cotangents having rail and mortar, and Gunny-Axe having rocket and, well, now also a rail. So both characters pretty equally equipped for a fight, and without any extra pickups right now, whoever lands the first shot on each other, gets the jump, is going to take it, and that is going to be Cotangents. Cotangents lands 1 unreturned rail, 2 unreturned rails. Gunny-Axe is not in a good position, pulls out the AK just to finish him off. Yeah, let me just knock you down right there. And that will be finishing Gunny-Axe off. Cotangent is going to be spawning down by Mega right now. Good hit on Gunny-Axe. Gunny-Axe going to be spawning up by Red. We had an actual Hoonymode spawn right there. Look at that. They swapped places. Cotangent's going to be... He's going to have the Mega, and he's going to be stacked up on both yellow orbs on the map. Meanwhile, Gunny-Axe is just going to be stacked up on the singular red armor. So Cotangent does have a pretty distinct advantage right now with his stack. Gunny-Axe, though, has weapons to defend himself. Cotangents now has weapons also to defend himself, though. So, yeah, right now this is definitely looking like the ball's in Cotangent's court. Seeing what Cotangent is going to do with this. Firing a couple of suppressing grenades down. Going to hit a pretty meaty grenade right there. Another rocket coming out. And Cotangent is going to swipe the Mega right from under Gunny-Axe's nose. It's going to finish him off, probably. And there we go. Another rail after the rocket kind of launches him into the corner. Easy rail going to come out. And... Gunny-Axe, how did you even get that? Cotangent is going to be spawning up by the red. Gunny-Axe, unfortunately, though, not going to have a Mega. Going to contest the red. And from that spawn, unfortunately, Cotangent is going to have another spawn that could potentially get him to the red faster. So that's going to be another kill for But no, Cotangent is going to be spawning on the rocket, firing a couple of preemptive rockets down in case Gunny-Axe wants to go to the Mega. And that's kind of the beauty of Hoonymode right there. Hoonymode's a really nice game type for, like, practicing. Oh, nice micro misses. Hoonymode is, like, a really, really nice game type for practicing kind of spawns, because sometimes you spawn somewhere and you think like, I can make it over to that red pretty fast, but there is another spawn that could technically beat you to that red. And if the opponent did get that spawn and you don't know if they did, you can find yourself in an unfortunate situation that like Gunny-Axe found themselves in, where I'm gonna go for the red because I think I can make it there, and then Cotangent's like, nope, I had the slightly closer spawn and you're gonna die for that now. So sometimes you gotta kind of think, can I really make it there first, or should I just play safer and maybe bolster my arsenal? And it's a hard call to make in the moment. Sometimes you think you got it, sometimes you have to bank on something, sometimes you have to try to make a riskier move. Sometimes it pays off, sometimes it doesn't. Cotangents with a 7-3 lead, with only 30 seconds left. It looks like this game is going to be going Cotangent's way, but they're going to finish off the round, and we'll see if we can get any more points. Cotangent's on the hunt right now, looking in the back end, not going to find, but there we go. Grenade platform, couple of whiff shots coming out of Gunny-Axe, and good, nice landed shot from Cotangents. He's going to be coming down with Mega. He wants to gun him down with the AK-47. Here we go. You're going down, buddy. And that will be finishing Gunny-Axe off with the AK. GG for this game. 10 seconds left. Next game is going to be going Cotangent's favor, 8-3. Someone asked, what are the balance changes with the OK machine gun? The OK machine gun is using the same damage values as the ARC. So it's 130 damage per second. The reason we're not using the ARC is because the ARC has really wonky hit detection. If you're strafing alongside with someone and matching their strafe, sometimes it just for some reason drops like 20% of the hits. And I have literally seen one time Zord and Kyle were fighting, and I have literally seen Zord not get a kill he would have gotten on Kyle because he was strafing alongside Kyle. Zord had like 20 HP. Kyle had like 20 HP. Boop, 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 boop. He's hitting him with the ARC, and then for some reason, once Kyle's down to like 10 HP, the ARC just stopped registering hits. And then Kyle shot a rocket at Zord, killed him, and Zord was just like, whoa, all right, Gibbons, I see what you're talking about. I see it now. So, yeah, the ARC is a bit inconsistent, so we're using the OK machine gun, but it's got the exact same damage stats as the ARC. Let me get these stream things set up. Gunny-Axe's health bar is there. Cotangent's health bar is there. Look at the stream. That is correct. And we are good to get started. This is gonna be the... God, do not start when they're frozen. We do not start when they're frozen. We just did this. Okay. All right, they listened. Hell yeah. So Gunny-Axe is going to be spawning over by the lightning gun, the AK-47, and the yellow armor. Cotangent is going to be spawning right next to the red armor, but no other close weapon in sight, just kidding, rocket launcher. So Cotangent is going to be having access to the red armor and the rocket. Gunny-Axe is going to have control of the Mega and get himself a lightning gun. Lightning gun and Vortex are going to be on Gunny-Axe. Rocket and I don't even think a stack advantage. Rocket and grenades are going to be on Cotangent. Cotangent is waiting for that railgun. He wants that railgun, and Gunny-Axe knows that he's waiting for the rail, so maybe going to go for like a bit of a flank, try to catch him out on the side, but unfortunately, Unfortunately, Cotangents is going to hit him with a rail. Boom, one-sided rail. Get the hell out of here. I got the stack advantage now. I'm Cotangents. Cotangents got himself hit a little bit right there, but Rex Red Armor is going to go his way. Mega's coming up. Gunny X knows Mega's coming up, so they're trying to kind of stake out that area, see if they can kind of maintain a position where they can get Cotangent. But unfortunately, they're just like a millimeter away from grabbing it, and Cotangent is going to round the corner, finish them off with a rail, so the first point is going to go to Cotangents. Gunny X spawning on top of the red armor, Cotangent spawning on top of the mega health. Good distribution of health and armor between the players right now, but Cotangent is going to have access to a mortar. Gunny X is going to have access to the electro, the lightning gun, and the rocket. So Cotangent is a little bit underarmed for the situation right now. He does have the electro, or no, what is the Crylink? He does have the Crylink, but it's not going to be sufficient to take out the amount of damage that Gunny X can output right there. Oh, he will, though, find Gunny X coming out of the teleporter, still weakened from his Crylink scuffle, and he will end up finishing Gunny X off. So, like, now I sound like an idiot right there. Both players spawning right next to each other, both going for the Mega. Cotangent is going to be the one to find it, though. Meaty shotgun shot right into a melee, and that's going to take Gunny X down again at the start of the next round. Gunny X, okay, they see Cotangent's down there at the Mega. They're not going to go for it. They want the red instead, and Cotangent's, all right, I got the Mega. I'm going to grab a yellow. Maybe stock up on weapons. This side of the map has a really good stockpile of weapons with the lightning gun, the electro, and the mortar, like, right next to each other. If you can grab the Mega and then go over to those, you're pretty good. Whereas the other side of the map is closer to the red armor, but and the what's it called? The vortex, but you know, leaves you a bit wanting if you need some kind of other items. Coming around to the back end now, Gunny X going to be trying to fight for the Mega, but not quite going to be able to get it, and Cotangents is going to be chasing Gunny X down with the AK, finishing them off. Pretty dominating lead by Cotangents right now. Going to be spawning him on the red armor right now, boosting him. Not able to get it, though. He's going to get kind of interrupted by Gunny X, and Gunny X, though, doesn't have a weapon to fight him. Interesting fight to take right there. Gunny X, all right, yeah, got you, buddy. You got pranked, but no. Gunny X is going to fly around the corner, snipe the Mega right from on top of Cotangents, and Cotangents doesn't even want to fight this. Cotangents like, all right, I'm out of here, but Gunny X wants to fight it. Gunny X like, all right, you don't want to fight it? I'll come in. I got a railgun. I have a singular railgun, buddy. Oh, no, and I missed the rail shot, though, and Cotangents going to get out. I'm not sure if that's my lag or their lag. Could be the server's lag. I think it's my lag. I don't think it's the server's lag. My CMD says the server's running fine. I think it's me lagging, and that was just an unfortunate shot on their end. Either way, Cotangent's with a very distinct health advantage right now. Mega is going to be coming up soon, and Cotangent wants it. He hears it spawn, turns around for it. Cotangent's at almost 200, and Gunny X is going to be on the run, hiding away. Like, they've got an arsenal, but they just don't have the values of health to fight Cotangents right now. It's just a numbers game. Cotangent knows it's a numbers game, and he knows he could run face first into them, and he would still win the fight, taking like 3 rocks to the face. So Cotangent's, he's just looking for a fight. Like, he doesn't even care. Maybe he's gonna grab the red when it comes up. Yeah, all right, I'll grab the red when it comes up. He knows Mega's coming up in a few seconds, but like, he's in complete control of this map right now, and he just wants a fight. Gunny X has regenerated a bit of health. They're at about 200 health right now, so it's not a guaranteed win for Cotangent anymore, especially if he backs off and gives the Mega to Gunny X right there. Gunny X gonna be backing off, grabbing the Mega. Cotangent is gonna get some good unreturned damage on him, but the health values are very similar between the two players right now, so whoever gets the better start of the fight can be the one to take the next fight. Cotangent seems to know where Gunny X is, but no, turns around right as Gunny X peeks him, and there we go. Gunny X gonna hit an unreturned rail right there. Red armor coming out. Cotangent is closer to it, though, because Gunny X did have to back away down the backside. Cotangent looks like he's looking for the OK machine gun. He is gonna find it right there. AK-47 in his possession. Cotangent with a completely fleshed out arsenal. He knows the Mega's coming up, so he's trying to zone Gunny X off it. He kind of will. He's gonna get a bit of damage to try to strip the health off of Gunny X, but Gunny X lands a really set of good suppression back on Cotangent's, making Cotangent not able to zone him for free, but Cotangent is still able to find a lot of damage on Gunny X, when Gunny X is out in the open. Lands a really good rail, quick swaps to the arc, or not the arc, the AK-47 to try to finish him off, and Gunny X being low enough, it will work to finish him off. Gunny X immediately grabbing the AK-47, but Cotangent just sliding right in, just gonna grab the Mega, like, I'll be taking that. Grabs himself a yellow armor as well, trying to boost up to the extra, not quite able to get it, so he'll settle for a rocket launcher. Both yellow armors and Cotangent's control the Mega in Cotangent's arms, his loving embrace. Trying to find that final kill, but he just can't get it, and there we go. Lands a really nice big meaty rocket on Gunny X coming around the corner. Gunny X just doesn't have the damage output to deal with Cotangent when he has that much more of a health advantage. Like I said, it's a numbers game. It's a numbers game. Once you get that much more health than somebody, and you assume both players are going to land their shots, it really just becomes a numbers game, and at that point it becomes who can start the fight, who can start the meatier fight, because you can start a fight with a 20 damage rocket, but you can also start a fight with a big rail, and that can really turn things. Like right here, Gunny X lands a big rail right there, and while Cotangent does have the grenade launcher, he can do a little bit of harass. Gunny X is going to come out on top in that trade. Gunny X, though, sitting by the red. He really wants this red, and Cotangent seems to know the timing of it, but so he's going to be able to sit around, and he knows Gunny X wants it, so he's going to hit Gunny X for quite a bit of damage, actually, on the way back in, but he's kind of not trading super efficiently. Gets a little too overconfident. Gunny X is going to knock him down out of the sky, and Kotange is really low on health. He'll pick up the yellow armor, maybe get a little bit of health coming back, but Gunny X does have a pretty big health advantage right now. Shotgun shot coming out, going to do a little bit of chip damage to Kotange. Kotange is on the run. He doesn't want to fight this right now. The red armor's coming up soon, and Gunny X knows it. So Gunny X is going to post up by the red armor very early on, see if they can catch Kotange trying to catch them. But they're actually going to abandon that idea. They're not going to try to catch out Kotange trying to catch them out. They're just going to leave the red armor up, and the red armor is still standing right now. No one has picked it up. Both players had the same idea of trying to catch the other one, and they weren't there, which means the Kotangens does actually... No, Gunny X has the health disadvantage right now because of the trades that happened earlier, which means the Kotange is going to take another point on Gunny X. Really good performance on Kotangens in this map so far. Gunny X is going to be grabbing the red armor and the Mega, but Kotange with a huge, meaty Electro Trap coming out right there. That's going to strip all of the red armor, all of the Mega health off of Gunny X, and now Gunny X is having to fight into Kotange with an AK-47. Unfortunately for him, the tracking is hard, but he can get it just enough to be able to take down Gunny X right there. Gunny X had him close, but the AK-47, when you finally line yourself up with somebody, it really does do a very good amount of damage. 130 damage per second to be exact, which is more health than Gunny X had. Gunny X going to be grabbing himself the red armor right there and trying to jump up. Not going to try to find it, though. Going to land a rail. Not land a rail, actually. Going to miss the rail, unfortunately. Has to swap back down around. And the rockets and the Electro Trap are going to come out again. Kotange with 2 big Electro Traps. Going to be taking Gunny X down. Gunny X going to be landing on the red armor. Meanwhile, Kotange is going to be landing on a yellow armor and a rail gun. Gunny X going to be taking the Mega as well. So Gunny X in control of the red and the Mega right now. And Kotange just has the more robust arsenal, with Gunny X not really having any weapons to fight back with, and Kotange is having less health, but a far greater amount of weapons. And that's going to put Kotange in a pretty distinct advantage if he does want to force a fight right here. Gunny X trying to meaty him coming out of the portal, but not going to quite get it. And Gunny X has a rocket and a mortar, which is going to give him a good way to fight back. He knows these are coming up, but with Kotange's like access to the railgun and to the AK-47, I don't know if Gunny X taking a fight, even with his arsenal, is going to net him a win. He will, though, be grabbing the red armor, which will level things out a little bit. Nice 42 damage on Kotange. Kotange going to be grabbing the Mega to heal himself back up a bit. And right now, both players have a very similar stack advantage. And there we go. Gunny X has now got himself a railgun. He's got himself a more adept, a better arsenal equipped to deal with Kotanges here. Now that he's got a better way to do kind of more ranged unreturned damage if he finds them. Looks away right when Kotange comes around the corner. Really unfortunate. The Rainbow Six Siege effective. The second I stop holding this corner, that's when this dickhead shows up. Really, 2 big, meaty shots coming out of Gunny X onto Kotange right there. 160 damage, just like in a flash of an eye, and Kotange wasn't able to land a second rock, so Gunny X, big distinct advantage right now. Here's Kotange grab the red. He knows Kotange is low on health, but he knows Kotange has the armor, but one big shot can kick through the armor and still kill Kotange. Big shot, missed on the rail, another rocket coming out. Kotange trading really effectively, though. Second rocket comes out and misses. Third rocket on Gunny X not going to land, and both players are going to get out barely escaping death from each other. All one of them had to do was land a good meaty rocket into a follow-up, and they just couldn't hit him. They're too slippery. They can't get each other and go. There we go. Kotange, though, hearing the yellow arm pick up. Nice on return rail and backing out. He's not going to stick around. He doesn't want to keep fighting. Excuse me, doesn't want to keep fighting this. He got what he came for. Control of the Mega and to knock you down a peg a little bit. Nice rail coming out of Gunny X. He's in the right place, but not at the right time. And Kotange is going to be able to out-trade him right here. A couple of rockets, a couple of grenades coming out, but Kotange is definitely going to be winning that trade. He tanks it. He just stands out in the open. He knows that he has the health to tank through anything that Gunny X can throw at him right there, and that's a free red for him. Even if he loses a bunch of health for it, he knows that Gunny X isn't going to be able to take control of it. And with the Mega coming up, Kotange is like perfectly happy to just kind of sit on it. I'm lagging a little bit. I'm a big moron. Worst streamer ever. Gunny X trying to take a fight, though. Even though Kotange does have the stack advantage, you have to do something. You can't just sit around and let him take control of everything on the map. So a very good effort from Gunny X. And it distracts Kotange long enough that Gunny X is able to take control of the red armor. So, doesn't die right there. Pulls Kotange's distraction and his attention away long enough that Kotange can't take control of both things. Because if Kotange takes Mega, he can just run over and take red. So Gunny X making a really good play right there. Distracting Kotange long enough to bring him back down. Yeah, come fight me, come down to my level, big guy. Grabs the red and just bails. Kotange doesn't get both big items, and that puts Gunny X in a position now where if he just gets a couple of good trades, he can easily take a fight on Kotange. Kotange's coming out with the Electro, not going to land, but neither is Gunny X rail. Fortunately, having to swap to the shotgun right there because he's got no ammo for the other weapons, and despite having all the weapons in his arsenal, he just doesn't have the ammo to take a full-on fight, and Kotange is just going to launch him up in the air, track him with the AK-47, and that is going to be the end of Gunny X. With 10 seconds left, third game is going to go in Kotange's favor. Very good game by both players, well played. A lot of really smart plays coming out of both of them. It's when you have the kind of like point lead that Kotange does, it's very difficult to come back from that. So at a certain point, Gunnyx probably realized, I just don't think there's physically enough time to win this. But they kept playing all the way to the end, and they had a lot of really, really smart plays that I was really impressed by. Like, I don't say, oh, I wouldn't have done that when I'm playing, because, like, no one gives a shit what I would have done. I'm a moron. Who cares what I would have done, right? So, but there was a lot of plays where I see cotangents, and I'm just like, ooh, I'm thinking to myself, oh, I wouldn't contest that. That's crazy. This guy's a madman. But then he doesn't contest him. He just, like, kind of draws him in, pulls him in, so he can get out of there, reel him in, just so he can get the hell out of there. And he's thinking further ahead than I am, because I'm not even thinking about trying to stop cotangents from grabbing the mega. I'm just thinking about, oh, he's gonna get it. What am I gonna do when he gets it? And Gunnyx, not a defeatist, they think, how can I make sure I get the red? So, keeping cool under pressure. That's what makes a good duelist. That's why I'm a bad duelist. I give up too easy. So a lot of really smart plays coming out of both players right there. Really fun to watch. The next set of games we've got is going to be Yak versus... Let me see. Who is it? Where is it? Where's my desktop thing? There we go. Yak versus Spiroct. So I'll do a fade and cut to that. And it's going to take me like 5 or 6 minutes to get this set up. So we'll get Yak and Spiroct in here. And while we're doing that, I need to set up some of the names and stuff and the other things. So give me like 5 minutes to set up that stuff. Okay. I haven't seen anyone complain about the audio levels yet, so I'll assume that the game is at a acceptable level where you can hear the game and you can hear me. I'm not overpowering it, and I'm not peaking, hopefully. Hopefully. We'll see. We'll see in the end of this. I forgot to record the first match, so the first match is going to have to be taken from the stream archive, and the second match is going to be... And everything else after that is going to be recorded at a higher quality. Because what I should be doing is streaming and then recording as well, so that I get a higher quality. For the upload, I forgot to do that for the first game, so I'm gonna have to splice them together and then render, and rendering's gonna take like 10 fucking years, but it is what it is. Or I guess I could just upload what I have and say, oops, I missed the first game. I might do that. I'm lazy. I might just say, oops, we missed the first Fuse game, and then link the stream archive. Because I'm lazy, and on my computer I'm using now, I actually don't have editing software installed, so the Fuse game might end up being lost media. Sorry in advance. Okay. Let me see. Who do we have in here? We've got Spiroct, and we've got Yak in here. Nice, cool. They're already in. Very well. Let me see where I've got the picks and bans. Ooh, okay. Alright, we're set at the picks and bans. Let me get the copy-paste so I can give them the map list. Alright, so we're doing the picks and bans right now. Yak's gonna get the first set of bans, and then Spiroct is gonna get the next set of bans. And then I'm gonna sit here and accidentally alt-tab to the wrong thing 9 times. I'm really good at this. Yak wants to ban Veil, and Spiroct wants to ban Fuse. So we're gonna get Veil ban in there, and we're gonna get the Fuse picture ban in there. This is why I need someone else to help me run this stream one of these days when I'm a professional gamer. Then it won't take me 10 years to have to respond to everything. Alright, so Yak is gonna pick Bloody Run as the map that he wants to run. So let's get the Bloody Run picture up in there. Ah, the beautiful Bloody Run picture. And then Spearoct is going to be picking the Blood Covenant. So we're going to be getting... Oh, wait, no, that's Campgrounds. Yeah, I was about to say we're going to be getting 2 Blood Runs, but no, we're not. We're going to be... Because Blood Covenant is Quake Champions Campgrounds, not Blood Run. Yeah. Let's get the Blood Covenant in there. Fade that. And then Yak wants to ban Sinister, so get the Sinister picture up in there. And the final ban is going to be coming out of Spearoct. So we'll see what Spearoct wants to ban on this left. Silent Siege is going to be the final ban coming out of Spearoct. Let's get the Silent Siege picture up there, which means the final map is going to be just like last time, Xonotic. Xonotic, very popular map. Everyone loves Xonotic. So the map picks we're going to be getting this time around are going to be the Bloody Run, the Blood Covenant, and the Xonotic. Alright. First map, Bloody Run. Second map, Blood Covenant. Third map, Xonotic. Let's see, there's what I'm looking for. Cool. 2 same maps. They're good maps. I like them. No one's picking Sinister, though. I went to all the effort to learn how to edit Sinister in a hex editor so that I could get certain shaders working that weren't working. Because I ported Sinister once before. And then Zord was like, oh, this is the version of Sinister we'll use. And I'm like, what the hell? This isn't the version I ported. And then Mirio was like, well, your version isn't scaled up so that it works better with Xonotic movement. So Mirio taught me how to scale maps up. And then I had, I think in Discord it's Niger, the Niger guy. He taught me how to edit what textures maps point to in the hex editor so that I wouldn't need to recompile when I needed to change conflicting shaders. So then I went back into the map, I scaled it up, I got certain shaders working that weren't working on the port everyone else was using before, and then no one even picked it. Unbelievable. No, I'm kidding. I don't care that much. I enjoy editing maps and stuff like that, so to me it's not a big deal. I'm not like, what the hell? It's like, I had fun learning it, and I can do more in the future as well, so. Alright, they're waiting on me. I need to get the life bars set up. So I think I need Yak on the left, and I need Spearoct on the right. You make sure that's looking good. Hello, where's my mouse cursor? It is. Yak is red. Spearoct is blue. Fade into this. And it's not correct right now. And now it's correct. Okay. Oh, let me get the music turned off. Alright. Starting off with this one, Yak is going to be spawning down at the lower end by the ladder, right under the grenade platform, and Spearoct is going to be spawning us to Lightning Gun Mega. So Spearoct does have the ability to get a bit more aggressive early on, just due to their spawns. God damn, my ping sucks. It's making everything run like crap. But, oh no, maybe it's Spearoct, because Yak's a little bit smoother. Probably both, probably a combination. My internet sucks! Anyway, Yak gonna get himself a railgun, gonna get himself the red armor, coming in, landing some good shots of Spearoct right there, knocking him back down into the corner. Coming around, trying to fire some grenades up. Yeah, Spearoct might be on top, but Yak, oh, there we go, Yak sees him, but no, maybe he's backing off. Got a glimpse of him, but he doesn't want to take that fight right now. He wants to go bolster his arsenal a little bit. Mega's coming up, and Yak knows Mega's coming up, so he's gonna grab himself a yellow, maybe position himself down by the Mega again. Doesn't really want to give this away for free, but Spearoct is gonna take it uncontested. Spearoct now has got a rocket, he's got an AK, he's got a railgun. He's in a good position to try to get some damage out on Yak, and he will find the damage right there. Red coming up. Spearoct is going to be going up. He is going to grab it, trying to get aggressive on Yak right now. Yak trying to keep him at bay with the mortar, but he's not quite able to keep him away. Spearoct's still chasing. Spearoct, oh, he's on his tail. Yak can't get away, and there we go. Okay, Yak on the back end now. He's running. He's able to get away right there. Woof, okay. All right. Reset things a little bit. Get the railgun out. Not able to land the shot. It looks like Spearoct got the body flicker technique on lock, and now my internet sucks. 18 health on Yak. He's barely able to get away, but Spearoct is fine with that because Spearoct is fighting for the Mega. Gonna grab that Mega. Red's coming up soon. Yak getting a little bit of health back, but Spearoct does have a pretty distinct health advantage right now. Going up, gonna grab the mortar, sees the rocket. Red's coming up, launching himself over, and there we go. Spearoct now in control of both the Mega and the Red. really big health advantage right now. So if he wants to take a fight, he will take the fight. Finds Yak on the back end, starts taking the fight there, lands the rail, lands the rocket. Yak has a pretty good amount of health advantage, so he's getting away as well. Back railing on the way out. Take that, buddy. What are you going to do? Chase me? I don't think so, big guy. But the Mega is coming up, and Spiroct is going to take the Mega, so free Mega for Spiroct right there. Ooh, Spiroct with the health advantage, but actually, no, he doesn't. Okay, no, he does. I misread it. I looked at the wrong thing. Spiroct does have the health advantage, but if he's not able to get the initial good hit on Yak to start the fight, doesn't really matter as much. Especially when Yak is able to strip so much health off him. Like you got the red armor right there, cool. But with all the amount of health that Yak strips off of him, it's gonna make it hard for him to aggress right there. It's very, very difficult to push into people in a game like this when back rocketing. And back railing is so strong if you can land them. Mega's up, but Yak just walks right. He doesn't even need it. He doesn't care. Yak is like, it's gonna take me way too long to pick up that Mega, so I'm not even gonna pick it up. I'm just gonna meet you at the teleporter. Yak knows where he's going. He knows where he wants to be, and he's ready to position himself to catch Gunny-X out. Huge play that I wasn't even thinking of. This is what I'm talking about when I say everybody thinks so much smarter than me. This is why I'm not a good duel player. I don't think that far ahead. Yak with a big health advantage right now as he has the red stacking up on some ammo right here, looking around for Spiroct, sees him run off to the right, wants to position himself on the high ground. So, all right, trying to chase him on the back end a little bit, maybe shadow him a little bit. So it seems like what Yak's trying to do right here is shadow Spiroct a little bit and then try to catch Spiroct when he wraps back around, because a lot of people are going to be expecting you to try to head them off, right? To like see where they're going and meet them around on the other side. But Yak sees through that, coming out of the teleporter. Not going to land a shot, but Yak on the run right now, getting brought back in with the Crylink, still on the run. He's just running through the map backwards. Look at this guy, full air control. Yak just runs through the map backwards, being a slippery little rattlesnake, slithering through the air. It's really hard to hit him, but no! Gets a little too confident, runs back through, and Spiroct was ready for it. Hits him right in the face with a rocket. Second point going to go to Spiroct right there. Yak going to be spawning on top of the Mega. He will be taking the Mega. Not going to get railed by Spiroct, because Spiroct is going to miss the rail, and then he's stuck there being juggled in the corner. Free pickup kill for Yak right there, able to juggle him through the air. Going to be grabbing the railgun and the Mega now. Yak with a big stack advantage and with a very good weapon to start things off. Spiroct, though, looking for the red, is going to find it. Doesn't have a ton of health, though, and if he sticks around too long, Yak might finish him off. Yak with a good rail shot. Spiroct doesn't really have a weapon to fight this. Yak just needs one more hit, but Spiroct trying to be evasive, and Yak's going to back off. Yak doesn't want to take... All right, I'll let you live. I'll let you live. Bam! Take that, like, right in the back. Again, this is what I'm talking about. Yak knows where Spiroct's going to be. He doesn't want to take any fights that might lose him excessive amounts of health because he knows that the Mega's coming up, and he wants the full 200 AK-47 coming up. But again, he's not playing for it. He's not tracking. He is going to be giving up the Mega to Spiroct to do that, though, but he is putting himself in a good position at the grenade platform. Running back around, grabbing the next yellow. So with red coming up, and him having the yellow, that can give him up to 200 armor, but he's not going to quite be able to get it because Spiroct gets there just a little bit faster. So Yak is going to forfeit quite a bit of health right here in the upcoming. God, my internet sucks. I hate how much my internet sucks. What is this, like, packet loss shit that I'm getting? But okay, now it's back to normal. Yak, in foregoing a bit of that health, is going to be a bit of a disadvantage when they're fighting right there, and Spiroct knows that the Mega's coming up. Yak knows the Mega's coming up. They both fight for it, and just Spiroct just has a bit more of health, so he's able to just push Yak back, take the Mega when it comes up, and now that he's got a huge health advantage, he's just going to push. He's just going to push Yak right back into the corner and take him out right there. So a point going to go to Spiroct right there. But immediately at the start of this round, Yak going to grab a grenade launcher and launching Spiroct up in the air. Big, meaty grenade hitting him right when he lands. And Yak is going to have Spiroct's going to have a really hard time coming back from that to the point where Yak's just going to straight up win it. Spiroct dropping down. He is going to be grabbing himself the railgun and the Mega. And after landing a nice big, yummy railgun shot on Yak, Yak's going to have to back off there. Can't take the fight. Spiroct going to be launching himself up, grab the red armor. Blows for a rail. Doesn't quite get the rail. Did he get the rail? Wait a minute. I don't know if he got the rail, but either way, he's got the machine gun and finishes him off. So that's a lot of damage coming out of Spiroct right there. I gotta turn my game up a bit so I can hear the hit sounds over my own stupid-ass voice. Yak jumping for the red, but he's not quite gonna make it. Doesn't want the railgun, though. There we go. Now he's got the railgun. Spiroct running gun by, gonna grab the Mega on the run by. Not quite able to boost himself up to grab the red. Now Yak's lost a lot of health trying to grab this red. He's gonna have to give it up, probably. Let Spiroct take it. Spiroct gonna go for the red now. Okay, no one can get this red. It's the most difficult to get red on the planet. It's an evasive, hard spot to reach. Okay, Spiroct also gonna give up on the red armor. Red armor, unattainable. It's out of my reach. Yeah, gonna go back around, grab the yellow, and Spiroct. Okay, I went the long way around. Now I have the red Spiroct Spaz, and he's about to grab the Mega as well. Big stack advantage on Spiroct right now. He's got the red, and he's got the Mega. Coming up behind Yak. Rocket coming out, not gonna land, but he will get a lot of damage right there coming out on the AK-47. Chasing Yak down with the AK-47. Rocket coming out, but Yak gonna barely get away from it. Is Spiroct gonna chase? No, Spiroct's not gonna chase. He knows that Yak wants to fire rockets behind him. Gonna come around down, though, because he knows Mega's coming up soon. He knows why Yak wants to check it. Yak comes in to check it, instantly pays for it, and Spiroct is there ready to finish him off with the AK-47. AK-47. Good kill coming out of Spiroct. It's going to be 4-3 in Spiroct's favor. Yak going to be spawning immediately over by that, but oh, he had the wrong gun out, so he is going to accidentally knock himself down. Luckily, not a big deal because he will still be getting access to the Mega. And Spiroct didn't grab the... Okay, now Spiroct has the red armor. I was about to say, and then Spiroct has the red, but he didn't have it at the time. That would have been inaccurate. Fight happening at the Mega or not Mega, excuse me, the grenade platform right now, and a big rocket coming out of Spiroct, launching Yak up in the air, but Spiroct doesn't really have any weapons to follow up with. Well, he does have a railgun, but he didn't use the railgun. I thought he didn't have the railgun. My mistake. What a fool. What a blunder. Yak down by the Mega. He knows it's coming up soon. Spiroct also knows it's coming up soon. And Yak, he hears Spiroct. He backs off. He doesn't want to take it. He doesn't want to take it. He knows that Spiroct's got the AK. He knows Spiroct's got a railgun. He doesn't want to fight Spiroct right there. So instead, he's going to come up behind him, try to catch him out when he's not looking. Lands a little bit of damage on Spiroct. Gets him pretty low. And Yak actually coming out with a pretty clean health trade right there. They're both characters, both players. Have a very similar stack advantage right now. Yak kind of bolstering his arsenal a little bit. And with the Mega coming up in 10 seconds, that's either going to be the next place they fight or someone's going to concede it. But with the amount of health that they both have, I imagine someone is there's going to be a fight happening down by the Mega. They can't just let it go. Yak, though, sees Spiroct down there. All right, he's going to let him have it. He's going to let him have it. Red's coming up, though, and Spiroct knows the Red's coming up. Spiroct comes down behind Yak, and Yak's just going to give it up, though. Drops down, gets railed by Spiroct, and he doesn't want to take any fight that he's not sure he can't win. But he knows that the Red's up, and he knows Spiroct wants it. Unfortunately, the second he looks away to fire up the blaster, he does have Spiroct grab it. Luckily, though, 2 rockets coming out on the back. It's going to strip the entire red away from Spiroct that he got, which is going to level out their health values again, and now Yak's in a pretty good position to take a fight if he's able to land a good initiating shot. Unfortunately, the railgun goes away right when Spiroct comes to take the Mega health, so Spiroct now in the lead when it comes to health. Firing a couple of rockets because he knows Yak's over there. Yak coming around on the back end. Couple of rockets being traded, but none going to hit. Same thing with Rails. Rails coming out. No one's going to land him, though. Yak going to jump across, grab himself the red armor, and he's going to get out scot-free. Coming up on the back end, though, on the ladder, will he be finding Spiroct? And he will be seeing Spiroct, but not able to land a hit. Spiroct is going to be getting out of that high ground area. Coming down, grabbing himself the Mega. Mega's not up yet, though. These rockets zoning Spiroct out, putting Spiroct in the corner, launched up in the air. Rail coming out, but unfortunately, it's not going to land. However, Yak does still have the health, or the point advantage right now. Wait, no, Yak is red, sorry. Yak's got a minute and a half to get a point. My bad. I thought Yak was up. Yak isn't up. He needs to find a kill right now. But oh, with the red up and with the armor, he's got a big stack advantage right now. So he can find Spiroct. He can maybe take a fight, but oh my god, Spiroct's right behind him, and Yak doesn't even hear him. He's got his AirPods in. Oh my god, he can't hear us. AK coming out on Spiroct, gonna be doing some really good damage to Yak right there, but Yak's still with a really, really hefty health advantage, especially after grabbing that Mega health right there. He's in a really good position to try to put some pressure on Spiroct if he can find him. Finds him down there. My internet's lagging, so it's hard to tell, but he finds him down there. Here's the teleport. Doesn't see which side he comes out of, though. Gonna be chasing Spiroct right now. Spiroct on the run. Rail coming out. Kind of pre-firing through the gap. Really good positioning, good time to pre-fire. Unfortunately, not gonna land him. And there we go. He will find Yak on the back end now. Gonna launch him up, finish him off with that final rail shot. And that is going to be point going to Yak. Now we're at a 4-4, which means that it's going to go sudden death right here. Whoever wins this round is going to be the one who takes this map. I think sudden death is on. I don't think it goes to tie. I think sudden death's on, but we'll find out. A lot of grenades coming out of Yak, trying to zone out Spiroct, so Spiroct can't push him with the AK. Spiroct getting some pretty, respectable damage out, but these grenades are really hard to fight into. Spiroct doesn't care, though. He's going to come in, fire a lot of Crylink shots, do a little bit of damage, but not enough to stop Yak from going up and taking that red armor. And Yak, he thinks he knows where Spiroct is. He's looking around. He knows that he wants the Mega. There we go. He sees that that Spiroct grabs the Mega. He grabs the red. Both players have a similar stack advantage right now. Whoever starts the fight could be the one to take it. We are in overtime right now. Overtime number 167. Oh, there we go. Big rocket coming out. Gonna blast him in the face. Trading damage with each other right there. Spiroct on the run. Health disadvantage right now. Big grenade coming out. Not gonna land though. Spiroct knows where he is and he's just gonna bail. Yak doesn't want to take any fights. All right. I missed my shot. That's fine. I'll just reposition. I'll take another one somewhere else. Sees the rocket coming out. Knows that Spiroct is behind him, but doesn't quite know where. Grabs the red though and grabs the Mega. At this point, Yak is out for blood. He's got control of both the Mega and the red. And if he doesn't get a kill by now, when the next red comes up, Yak is just going to grab the red and then go down and grab the Mega. So he's in a position right now where he's out for blood. He knows he just needs one kill to end it. He's got a stack advantage. Launching Spiroct behind him. Spiroct on the run, but is Yak going to chase? Yes, he is. He's chasing him down. He sees Spiroct running. Spiroct's got the body flicker technique. It's hard to hit him with the rockets. Trying to go up the ladder, but not up the ladder. He's faking him out. AK-47 coming out. Rockets coming out. One shot. He just needs one shot. He can't get him. He can't finish Spiroct off. It's because he doesn't have the AK-47. He doesn't have a good weapon to finish Spiroct off when he's on the run like that. Yak, he needs the AK. Gonna be grabbing the red armor, but Spiroct is gonna be grabbing the Mega, and that's gonna be with the AK-47 damage as he's falling down. That's gonna put Spiroct in a position where if he lands one shot, if he's the one who starts this fight, he can win it. He can take it right here off of him. Big armor coming out of Yak right now. He's going to use that to take control of yellow, so he's got the health advantage over Spiroct. Not a huge health advantage, but enough of one that it matters. Both the red and the Mega are going to coming up at the same time, but Yak going to be landing a really good shot, and he's just going to back off. No, he's not. He's coming back down. He faked him out. He faked me out. Crylink shot coming out. Not a ton of damage, but he will be taking the Mega. Yak, though, might be forfeiting the red if this happens. Sees him come up, throws off his trajectory. No red for you. Rail coming out. Not going to land the rails. Big eating the rocket right in the face. Take that. And Spiroct trying to jump up, but he can't get up there. Okay, I'm gonna take the teleport. I'm taking the teleport. Looking around, trying to find Yak. No Yak around. All right, blaster up. Gets railed, but that's fine because he's got the red armor now. Gets the red armor stripped off of him, but he has the timing of the red armor now. Yak knows the Mega's coming up soon. He doesn't know the exact timing. Spiroct, though, does know the timing. So Spiroct could come down to the Mega right now. Not in a position to contest it, though, so that Mega armor will be going to Yak. Yak has a pretty good stack right now. A good stack that would allow him to take out Spiroct, but Spiroct coming out and behind him going to be starting that fight really well. I was about to say, but the red is coming up and Spiroct has control of that, but, you know, they trade with each other a little bit, and they're coming around on the back end. Yak running around, he's looking for him. The red is up. Yak probably knows it's up. Yep, Yak knows it's up. He jumps, sees it, trying to jump with the mortar. Don't do that, use the blaster. Gonna be coming out with the railgun right there. Not gonna land the shot, but it's a good suppressing fire, keeping Spiroct off of him. Rocket coming down, hits Spiroct, but he also gets another rocket to his face. AK-47 coming out, but he gets pushed out of the range. Rail coming out, but it's not enough. Being chased down by Spiroct. Spiroct on the run. He's got the AK. He's almost got him down. 24, and there we go. Spiroct finally is able to corner Yak and finish him off. It's like watching, it's like playing Killing Floor and like watching someone get chased through the map by like a Gorefast. They got 1 HP, but they can't heal because the Gorefast is gonna hit him. And you try to loop the map, but oh no, my idiot teammate welded this door, and now I have to run into the dead end. And finally, you get killed. So he's finally able to corner Yak, the slippery little rattlesnake, and finish him off. Next map is going to be Blood Covenant. Blood Covenant, another large map. Well, I don't know if I'd say Blood Run is large. I'd say it's a medium. Blood Covenant's quite a large map, though. It's got a lot of open space, a lot of angles for you to hold, to find shots with those rails. All right, we'll go spectate on this. Okay, Spiroct is on the right, so I need the blue health bar for the right side, and I need the red health bar for the left side. That should be good. Well, where's my mouse cursor? Bro, I need to get, like, I'm like those old people that need to have like that freaking super long effect on their mouse cursor so they can find it. When I've got like 9 windows open across my 2 fucking monitors, it's really hard for me to find what I'm looking for. All right. Bring up the stream. Yak's on the left. Yep, those are correct. Okay, good to go when they are.
Prepare for battle.
All right. Starting off on Blood Covenant, Yak is going to be getting the yellow armor spawn. To the left is his yellow, to the right is going to be the lightning gun, and Spiroct is going to be spawning up at rail, mortar, and next to the Mega. Spiroct is going to be grabbing the mortar and instantly jumping down. Oh, not the Mega. Fighting. He's got the AK-47, whereas Spiroct has to kind of land rockets, and he's got to land those mortars. Much harder to do in the open area, and Yak can just kind of gun him down with the tracking on the AK-47, the fall off AK-47. You know, it's got like what is it? What are those rounds called where they like deteriorate? It's got like I don't remember what they're called. Rounds that deteriorate after they travel too far. They don't survive long out in the open. All right, that's why it's got fall off. One of these days I'll vibe code a beam on vibe code a beam. No, I'm kidding. Anyway. Yak, he's got himself the Mega again. He's got himself the AK-47, and he's got himself the railgun. He's got all the weapons he needs to fight in these nice big open areas. Spiroct at the rocket. Yak sees him there. He's gonna fire a couple of rockets, and Spiroct backing off. I know what you're trying to do, and I got myself my own AK-47 and health advantage. What are you gonna do? Yak, chase me? I don't think so, buddy. Here I come. AK-47 on the run, but Yak also on the run. AK doesn't have the range you guys think it does. It doesn't have the range. If it says 0, I'll code a beam onto it one day, I swear. But it's got the same range as the arc. You have to get used to it. You got to feel it out. Rocket coming out on Yak, seeing Spearock as he comes up the jump pad. Nice meaty rail right there, and Spearock not going to be able to return any damage. Yak with another rail on the back end, seeing Spearock go up. Rocket not going to land, but a second rocket coming out will land. Spearock on the run, although these rockets aren't detonating. Spearock is going to get away scot-free. Rail coming out, not going to land on him. AK-47, oh, that's it. I'm tracking you, buddy. Oh, no, no, don't do it, don't do it. He's on the run. Rail coming up, but not going to get him. Spearock on the run, barely getting out of that alive, taking the yellow armor. Red armor is up, and Spearock wants it, but oh, Yak's going to jump down and take it first. Yak in control of the red armor, and having grabbed the last mega puts him in a really, really, really advantageous position where he knows the timings of the items, and Spearock just doesn't have the health to fight into him. So now we are going to see, is Yak going to try to get aggressive and find Spearock, or is he going to go for the mega? Unfortunately, either plan would have netted him in the same place, but he tries to play a bit more passive. See, Spearock casts on the other side, passes on the other side. He doesn't pass on the other side, so he will be giving up the mega right there to Spearock, but he knows that red is coming up soon, so he's going to position for it. He's got the railgun, he's out in the open, but he knows he's got the health, and Spearock doesn't want to fight him. That's a free mega for Yak right there. Spearock going to be going up, and he's going to be getting himself a railgun, grabbing himself some armor, which is going to give him the ability to fight Yak a little bit, but Yak does have a very distinct health advantage. Yak looking over at the mega, sees Spearock, takes one unreturned rail, though. That's going to level out the health bars a little bit. Yak landing a rail, though. Spearock going to be taking the mega, and the health values, despite the fact that they did trade with each other, are very, very similar right now, just due to the exchange in health items. Spearock going to be getting the yellow armor, and he's about to pick up the red armor as well, kind of zoning Yak out with rockets, landing a really good rocket as well, and Spearock with both the mega and the red armor right now, he's on the hunt. He's looking for a kill right now, and whether that's by aggressive, or maybe he'll just try to take the next mega, and that looks like what he wants to do. He wants to take the next mega, take control of this. All right, come and contest me. Come and contest me, big guy. You want this mega? Yeah, that's what I thought. You don't want this mega. Bigger stack advantage now than I had before, and now I'm on the hunt. Now I'm looking for him. Where could he be, though? Where could he be, though? Spearock looking for Yak, but he's not going to be able to find him. Nice long angle right here. Maybe he comes out of the teleporter. Maybe he comes out over here. Spearock has no idea where Yak is, but he knows the red's up, and that's what he's positioning for. All right, free red. I'll take it. Yak right now has lost both the red and the mega, and while he does have yellow armors, which bring him up, he is a pretty distinct health disadvantage. Lands a really good rocket, which evens things out a bit, but fighting here at the mega could be bad for him if Spearock is able to land a couple of really meaty shots, although he's not trading into super effectively. Yak completely zoning him out from the mega, and Yak is going to launch him up and keep him up there. Oh, you want the mega? Yeah, I don't think so, buddy. And that's what I'm talking about, where you can have a really distinct health advantage, but if you start the fight, if you're the one who initiates the fight and you have a good start, sometimes the health advantage just doesn't matter, because you can just knock someone up and just leave them up there and stick them in a position where they just can't fight back. And then you take the mega right out from under him, and now what are you going to do? Now there's been a huge exchange in health. Yak down here is going to have both of the yellow armors. No, it looked like he grabbed the red armor, and Spearock grabbed the mega right there. So, or maybe it was the other way. Either way, both players have similar health values, but the red coming up, Spearock is positioning for it very early. Yak going to look for him with the railgun, but not going to find the shot. He will find the red armor, though, and Spearock backing off. Okay, you take the red, I'll take the mega. Sounds good to me. Spearock going to be taking the red, looking for an angle, sees Yak, but doesn't want to contest it. Doesn't want to push his luck. All right, I'll see him, and I'll try to find a better angle. He's thinking right over here. Spearock moving around the back end. He knows that Mega's coming up in 15. Wants to position for it. Very early to position for it, though, and this is not a good place to be. He's positioned himself out in the open, and Yak on the high ground right there, just going to fire stuff down and keep peeking at him. Rail shots are trying to come in. He's trying to trade with Yak. There we go. A big rocket's actually going to out-trade Yak. Having the high ground is important in Xonotic, but it's not as powerful as it would be in like Quake or Unreal, just because of like the ability to curve rockets up like that, and Yak kind of like having to face that firsthand. I'm up here on the bridge, but then a rocket just comes up and hit him, and it's like, oh, well, if I can't hit you with my own rockets, I guess you win. I guess you win this one. Yak plays back, though. He is grabbing the mega. Keeps his health up, even though he doesn't get the trade he wants to on the bridge. He is able to get the health advantage still. And Spearock is looking for more of those trades he found earlier. Unfortunately, not going to find them. He will be taking a rail from Yak right there, and he's going to have to back off right now. Red's coming up, and it's going to go to Yak. Spearock just going to be grabbing the yellow, and maybe he can grab the mega if he comes up. The mega is coming up soon. Yak knows that the mega is coming up soon. He's going to be moving himself over there. Spearock knows he's coming over there. A couple of electro shots coming out. They are going to do some pretty good damage to Yak, but unfortunately, a lot of the electro shots just aren't on point. They're a little bit too far off target, and Yak will come down and finish him off with the AK-47 shots. AK is a really good weapon for just cleaning people up. They're low health like that. Pretty nice for just cleaning people up. Because, you know, every shot does what, 13 damage? So all you need to do is land a couple shots, shoots 10 times a second. Very good weapon for that once you've kind of got someone on the run. Yak going to be grabbing himself the yellow armor, or the red armor, and the AK-47, and Spiroct with the mega health, but no red armor, blasting himself back, trying to grab himself a railgun, jumps across with the AK-47, landing a few shots on Yak right there, and Yak ready for him to come back. All right, where are you, buddy? Where are you? You gonna re-peek? No re-peek coming out of Spiroct, though. Spiroct wants to reposition for the mega health, and he will find it. So Spiroct doesn't have a huge health advantage because the last red did go the way of Yak, but he gets a good initiation. Fight could still go this way. On the low ground, he hears Yak above him, but what's he going to do about it? Here's the blaster, looks for him, finds him, but doesn't have the gun out to, like, really, really punish him. Rail out, almost gets him, but Yak just avoids down in that little corridor. Got the electro right. He's looking for an electro trap, but unfortunately, the balls roll a little bit too far down the stairs, and now they're both fighting out in the open. They want this red. They both want it. Spiroct is going to be the one to grab it. Lightning gun out, and he will barely finish him off. I was about to say something like, red armor's good, but if you don't have the health to sustain it, you will die through it, but he is able to get those last couple of AK shots, and the armor does help him power through, and he will be finishing him off right there. They both go for the mega, but Spiroct is the closer one. Yak on the run right now. Spiroct just needs one more shot to finish him off, and he did get him. Okay, they're both in the ice. I couldn't tell, but he does get him. Finishes him off with that. They both go for the mega, but Spiroct just a little closer, and he sees his advantage. He goes, all right, I'm not giving up the chase. I'm gonna chase you all the way across. I'll chase you to the ends of the earth, all right? You don't get to come from my mega and get away with it. And Spiroct trying to carry that momentum. I'll do it again. I have the AK, and I'll do it again. You don't think I will? Like, but Yak, all right, I know you will. He grabs himself a cry link. Get off. All right, shove off, buddy. All right. It worked once. All right, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. I'm not being fooled twice. Yak this time, he's got the cry link in his. Oh no, Yak had the Crylink last time. Yak gets the Crylink again. He knows it's good. He likes it. Spiroct in control of the Mega Health, and Yak grabbing the last red armor means that both players have an idea of the timing of each of the power pickups right now. Coming down with a rocket right here, not going to land. Really good electro shots coming out of Spiroct, though. Unfortunately, both players start running for that red before it comes up, which is good. It's good. Unfortunately, though, for Spiroct, doesn't come up early enough, and Yak does have the bigger health stacks, and he will just kind of finish him off. They both trade into each other. They're going to the red, and Yak does come out on top in those trades. Yak going to be grabbing himself the red armor, and Spiroct going to be grabbing himself the mega and the AK. He's got an AK, he's got a electro, he's got a mortar, and he's got a rocket. Meanwhile, Yak just has the AK, so Yak is a bit on the back foot right now. Even though stacks are very similar, he doesn't really have an arsenal to take a head-up fight with Spiroct, but he's probably fine with that, because, all right, I'm gonna put a beam on that eventually, because every time I see people shooting at each other and doing 0 damage, I know that they just don't exactly know the range, and I feel bad, because when you know the range of the lightning gun, you kind of feel it, but when you don't play and you don't know the range of the arc, it's probably like, what the fuck is the range on this thing? Oh man. Anyway. Yeah, but they trade each other with the AK. Little bit. Both items are going to be coming up at the same time. Yak going for the mega, and Spiroct going for the red. Spiroct backing off. He's backing off, though. All right, looking around, maybe trying to find a bit of a fight. Grabs the red, and Yak is going to be grabbing the mega right here. 30 seconds left, and both players have a pretty good stack. No real huge advantage over each other, and an arsenal that could get a kill on both sides. So it's really just who is going to be the one to initiate this fight. Yak's looking for the mega. He sees that it's down. Well, yeah, he picked it up. Of course, he sees that it's down. What am I, dumb? Sees the rocket, coming out, trying to land it on the yellow. Is going to hit Spiroct once, but Spiroct can grab the yellow if he gets a little bit too low. So this is in the worst place, but then he gets him with the left-right, giving him a run around. Come out the left again. Ooh, come out the right, and Spiroct wasn't ready for it. Yak catches him with 2 big rockets, and now the red belongs to him. Yeah, that's gonna be mine, buddy. And that's the end of the round. Second game, gonna go to Yak. First game goes to Spiroct on Bloody Run. Second game, gonna go to Yak on Blood Covenant. Now we'll be hitting our third game, again, final game of this set on Xowoken. And I'll have to get the health bars set up. Blah, blah, it'll take the 30 seconds. It'll go how it is. Yeah, I wonder why when I look at... Because Spiroct doesn't have a bad ping. So I wonder why when I look at Spiroct... Oh, packet loss. I see. I was about to say, why is it so jittery? Is it like my connection or theirs? But it looks like... It looked like they were receiving a bit of packet loss. So maybe that's what it goes. Yeah, it's a lot smoother when I look at Yak, so... there was also a thing where Zord can't connect to my server without a VPN, so I need to see if there's like some kind of geoblock stuff and try to fix that at some point. But all right, let me get these health bars set up. Yaks. There's Spiroct. There's my mouse cursor. Thank God I found it. And we're good to go. Final game, Yak versus Spirok. Current score is 1-1. Well, not that the score matters. It's not a tournament, but that is the current win loss. 1-1. Final map is going to be on Xonotic. He's trying to get his tuba kill though. Oh, uh-oh.
Prepare for battle.
No tuba kill for me. That's it. Oh, yeah, Yak's like, what the fuck is that? All right, so Yak is going to be starting by the red armor and the rail, and Spirok is going to be starting by the yellow and the lightning gun. He's got the heftier weapon side. Oh no, the tuba wasn't there. Wait, was the tuba not there? No, tuba wasn't there. Okay, I don't think the tuba spawns outside of warm-up, maybe. Yak on the run right now because Spirok does have the AK, and he's got the... Oh, wait, the tuba is there! Okay, all right, he just missed it the first time. Spirok... Ooh, he found the hidden super weapon in this map. Damn, I didn't think anyone would ever find it. But he found it. AK-47 coming out, suppressing in fire right here. Not doing any damage, so he's a little too far out. Yak gonna come in. Yak finds the range of it. Yeah, I see Yak's like limit testing right there. Yak's like, okay, what is the real range of this stupid ass gun? Walks in, sees it. Okay, there's the range. There's the 8. So Yak limit tests a little bit, finds it. Unfortunately, the tuba is just not. Believe it or not, the tuba is not a more ultimate weapon than the AK-47. Ooh. So keep that in mind in real life. If you have to fight someone and choose between a tuba or an AK-47, now you know. Spirok on the back end. He's got the AK, but no, he's gonna get launched off the edge. And no, whoa, he's alive. But no, he gets knocked off. I thought he was standing on the windowsill. I think he was juggling himself. Gets knocked off by the rocket. Second point will go to Yak right there, blasting him off the banister. Like, oh, nice health advantage. I'll just use the void. Yak with a current lead of 2 points, has an AK-47. Doesn't have the red though, so Spirok does have a health advantage. He needs a weapon advantage now. He's got both the mega and the red. Now he just needs weapons to be able to follow through with this. Doesn't pick up the... There it is. Okay, now he's got the AK. He could damage himself a little bit to grab the yellow, but no, he's going to leave it there. All right. I leave the yellow for Yak. I'll give him that. He's going to use it as a trap, probably. He finds Yak. Yak lands a really good unreturned shot with the rail, and he's on the run now. Yak's running, and Spirok's not going to catch him. Another rail is going to come out. Not going to land, though. Spirok looking around, running around, gets shot in the back, and he can't find him. Yak is just... He's so evasive. Spirok's looking. He's looking. He's got the cryo-link out now. All right, buddy. You want to try to run from me? Cryo-link is like a kind of a magnet gun. It does slow people when you hit him with it, so it makes it very hard for them to run away. Spirok on the run, catching Yak in the corner with the Cryo-link, keeping him down. Gonna keep chasing him with the AK now a little bit. Ping, 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 laying good 36 damage, or 39 damage. Coming at him, rocket going up. Yak is on the run with a health disadvantage, but it looks like Spirok wants to play for... No, he is going to play for the chase. I thought he was going to play for the armor, but he's going to play for the chase right here. Grabs the yellow armor, and he's going to grab himself the tuba as well. Maybe make himself back around to the red armor. Mega's coming up soon, and Yak knows it. He's posting up for it. He really wants it, and it looks like Spirok is going to give it to him. Red armor should be up as well. Spirok hears him grab the mega. He's like, well, that must mean red's up. Spirok knows that Yak definitely doesn't have it. Yak with a really nice meaty shot coming through the little peephole right there. And Spirok is going to trade back, but at the end of the day, I think that kind of is the trade in Yak's favor, because Yak's able to kind of run away now from him. And, well, I mean, Spirok does have, like, a health advantage, but, I mean, it's a good trade. It's a good trade for Yak right there. Because he can go back, he can grab himself a yellow. And he's in a position now where it's hard for Yak to, like, chase him back on it. So he strips away the red from Spirok, and he can position himself for the mega, which he will be grabbing. Again, Spirok, though, positioning himself for the red. He's looking in the people this time. He's like, yeah, not this time, buddy, not today. And what the fuck? Did Yak just fly off the map? All right, well... well played. Well played by Spirok right there. He applied a lot of mental pressure. And see and when you apply the amount of mental pressure that Spirok applies like that, sometimes it forces your opponent to do silly things in order to try to do risky things to take you down. And he just made a wrong choice at the wrong time. So I think that's a win in the Spirok playbook right there. Good electro shots coming out. Keep it. Aha. You see those electro shots? With the vanilla electro, those balls would have blown up. But recently, the people who play dual in Xonotic have been kind of like, I think the proc range on those balls is a little too big. Set it to 150. With the old electro, those balls would have gone off, even though that thing was like nowhere near him. But not able to get the ball pop right there because shot's a little far off. So if anyone ever says, oh my god, these changes to the electro are the worst ever, they can take that clip and be like, look right here, that's why it's terrible. Spiroct on the run right now, being chased down. He's being tracked down with the AK-47, looking for an armor. No armor there, and Yak's not going to keep chasing him, though, so he's going to give Spiroct a little bit of breathing space. Mega's coming up. Both players know it's coming up. They're both fighting for it. They're swarming around like a bunch of Pikmin, trying to grab up an object, and Spiroct, or Yak, is going to be the one that picks it up, so he's going to have the health advantage right there. I like how both players there were like banking on, all right, whoever picks up this power-up wins this fight. Because we both have AKs, and we both have similar health. Whoever wins this pickup gets the kill. It's like a Mario Party minigame. Yak is going to get the pickup, so he will take the kill. Spiroct, though, flying in, putting some pressure on Yak, making him back off a little bit, and that's going to give Spiroct the red armor. So Spiroct does have a health advantage. He's got a bit of an arsenal advantage as well, because he's got Mortar as well. Mortar and Hagar, a lot of direct Hagar hits right there. Yak on the run with the back AK. You just need to land a couple of shots, but no, he's not able to finish him off. Yak going to back off, get a little bit of health. Spiroct could have swapped to his Mortar, but he just maybe didn't have ammo for it. Maybe he didn't realize he picked it up, but no Mortar shot's going to be coming out of him. Coming down again, trying to get the melee, not going to get the melee. Hagar shots come down. Oh, all right, fine, Hagar. Not going to get him, though. Someone needs to buff the Hagar. This weapon sucks. What the hell? Gets mowed down by the AK. Barely any health left on Yak, and he's able to finish him off. Hagar, what a weapon. This is Spiroct on the run right there. Yak trying to go for a melee kill. Not going to get it. All right. You got away, buddy. You got away. I'll take the shot. He says. Gets him off. Railgun on Yak and Mega. Meanwhile, Spiroct is going to be taking Rocket and Red. So, Spiroct has the ability to needs to play a bit closer. Yak can play a bit further away. I'd say Yak probably has the kind of advantage here, given just the weapons and the similar amounts of health, just because Yak can play very safely from a distance and look for these kind of angles that Spiroct can't contest from. Spiroct is going to have to look for either getting really aggressive with an initial rocket and then with the lightning gun. But unfortunately, he's not quite able to get it, so Yak is going to be the one that trades with the rocket into him. Both players, they're going back for the swarming AK-47 fight, and Spiroct is going to come out on top of that. Mega coming up, Spiroct is going to grab it. Red coming up for Yak. Yak's going to grab it. Yak has a lightning gun, though. He will be grabbing that. No, he's not going to be grabbing that, actually, at all. Doesn't get close enough to it. Red, come here. Red armor. No, red armor. They're trying to kill each other with the melee, and there we go. Spiroct is going to find the kill. So Spiroct is going to come out on top of that. There were so many emotions in that. I really thought that Yak was going to win it, but then he didn't grab the red. But then when I saw how low he got Spiroct, I was like, wait a minute. No, Yak still wins this. And then Spiroct comes back in after the whiffed hit. What a raging battle. What a meeting of the minds. Spiroct, or Yak right now, waiting for the AK, is going to get himself an AK and an Electro and a Rocket. Meanwhile, Spiroct has a AK and a Rocket as well. Looking for the AK fight again. All right, Yak, here I come. What are you going to do? Fire rockets at me? You look how he's so evasive. He's so hard to hit. Rocket coming out, but unfortunately for him, Yak is going to escape through the portal. Back Rocket coming in, hitting Spiroct. Spiroct's going to have to back off, and he's going to have to concede that red armor to Yak. Yak taking the red armor, knows that the Mega's coming up soon, but Spiroct is able to grab it, so the health exchange is going to be pretty similar right there. Rocket's coming out. Big direct hit coming out of Yak, and he's going to take that advantage to push Spiroct a little bit, but all right. He knows his place. He's not going to try to go up to the high ground there. Trying to, you might have a low ground advantage a bit, not a low ground advantage. You might be able to play from a low ground a bit in Xonotic, but jumping up with like Blast or something, that's you're just asking to get hit in the face or juggled, right? So, Yak sees that, backs off, comes up on the other side, and he's able to position himself to take control of the Mega, gives himself a health advantage. Spiroct comes, can't quite fight for it, but he needs to go for something, and Yak is going to take it. Yak grabbing Electro and Mega on the next life, and Spiroct going to be taking the red armor on this life. Spiroct only has a Hagar, and Yak has a Rocket and Rail, so Yak in a really, really good position right now. He's cleaned up all the weapons on this map. If he can find Spiroct's going to have a really hard time fighting back. Spiroct still only has the Hagar, but it looks like they're running the same direction each other on the map, so they're just going to completely miss each other. It's like watching Scooby-Doo. They just keep going in the same door trying to find each other. Spiroct is going to get his health up a little bit on some of the yellows, and Yak waiting for the red. Spiroct maybe going to come around. Spiroct sees him, it looks like, but not able to do anything about it. Yak going to grab the red. Maybe he's going to go check Mega now, or he's going to wrap back around. Going to wrap back around, see if he can find a good shot on Spiroct. Not going to find the shot, but he knows that Spiroct has the red now, so he's not going to get too aggressive. Dropped himself low, kind of take away that yellow from Spiroct. A really smart play right there. I think he can kind of hear Spiroct, or he's kind of like assessing where he could be. And there we go. They go the opposite way. They find each other. Rail not going to land. Spiroct coming in with the what's it called? The AK-47, but a really good Rocket into Rail combo coming out of Yak right there. And that's going to bring Spiroct really low, and Yak's just going to finish him off with the AK. Rocket, Rail, boom, big damage, and I'll just sit around and finish you off with the AK. Track you down. All I need to do is chip you down, and that's a free kill right there. Yak going to be grabbing himself the Electro and the AK, moving himself over, and he's going to grab the Mega. Meanwhile, Spiroct having controlled the red armor and having a Crylink, grabbing himself a Rocket now. Both players that have similar stack advantage. Spiroct grabbing himself the yellow, so Spiroct has got himself nice and stacked up on yellows, and Yak's got himself a yellow and a Mega. Rocket coming out on Spiroct, but not going to quite land. I don't even know if Yak knows he's there. Yak doesn't even seem to know that he's behind him. There we go. There we go. Yak loops around again. Maybe Yak knew where he was the whole time, and he was just trying to fool Spirok. I'm just going to wait for Spirok to run past me. Come around this side. He thinks I don't know he's there, so he's going to drop down behind me. I loop around. Red armor's mine. Yak wins the mind game against Spirok, and he takes that red armor for free. And Spirok looking around, where could this Yak guy be? I thought I was behind him. He's been completely bamboozled by Yak in his movement, and now Yak's the one behind Spirok. Ah, you fool! You fool, you fell into my clever trap, and now I've got you right where I want you in the corner. A nice, good rocket rail combo again, and that will give him enough of a HP advantage to just full commit to Spirok in the corner right there, pull out the AK and just gun him down, firing squad style in the corner of the map. Yak, next life, gonna be grabbing himself a Mega. No, he's not gonna grab the Mega. I lied, actually. Somehow Spirok got the Mega right there, and he's gonna be taking another kill right out from under him. If Spirok, if Yak isn't able to find a kill right here, that means Spirok gets the last kill. So I think that means that while Yak might win the map, it looks like Spirok won the the emotional damage game. That's gonna be the final game between Spirok and Yak on Zawoken. GG. Good game between both players. I'm not sure what was up with the packet loss with Spirok. I will look into my server at some point and see what's going on, because some people do uniquely have problems, so maybe it's a routing thing. I'll see what I can do about that. We'll get into our final game now, which is going to be Zord versus and well played, of course. I'm like moving on kind of fast because I don't want to like make people wait around too long, but again, really well played game. This was the first exhibition that Yak has played in. He's never played Xonotic before. He's played a bit of Quake 3 with us, because we do Quake 3 server populates. So Yak has played a bit of Quake 3 with us. But this is his first time playing Xonotic. So I would say, given it's his first time playing Xonotic, he performed really well. He's transferred the fundamental mechanics he has over quite well. So well played, especially for your first time playing Xonotic. Good games. S-rank player? Damn, he is S-rank player, you're right. Anyway, we gotta get Zord and Kyle in here. I have to get the names set up again. So give me like 5 minutes to set up the names, and then we'll do the picking, banning process with them. Looks like I've got the names set up properly, so we can get started with the picks bands. I think both of them are in the server right now. Let me see. Yeah, Kyle and Zord are both in the server, so... Oh, yeah, cool. When I determine who gets first pick for his band, I just flip a coin. Yeah, you can't always hear it on stream, so I always flick it next to the mic, but I just flip a coin, and then... This isn't like, you know, like Dota, where there's like picks bands for drafting, and it's like, oh, if you didn't get the first pick or the first ban, like, someone's gonna whatever, like, you know. For this case, having like the second ban isn't like that big of a deal compared to like having first ban, because it's like, you know, it is what it is. Kyle does not want Sinister in here. Oh my god, nobody wants to play Sinister. Unbelievable. Alright, let's get the Sinister out of there. They hate it. And Zord does not want the Veil, so let's get Veil out of there. And fade those in. So now we get picks. We'll see what Kyle's gonna pick, and then we'll see what Zord wants to pick for his map. All right, Kyle wants Xowoken for his #1 pick, so let's get the Xowoken in there. We're gonna see another Xowoken, and then we'll see what Zord wants for his pick. Working right? Yeah, it's working properly. So right now we've got Sinister and Veil Band. Kyle wants to pick Xowoken, and Zord looks like he wants the Blood Covenant. So nice, fade that one in. Now we get to do bands again. Okay, now Kyle doesn't want the Silent Siege. Get this Silent Siege out of here. Now we can see what the heck, it didn't fade. Get that Silent Siege out of here, and then Zord gets his final ban, and we get to see what map we are taking. Zord wants to ban out the Bloody Run, which leaves our final map as Fuse. I think, assuming I'm not like an idiot. I believe that leaves our final map as Fuse. So with the bans and picks settled now, we have Kyle banning out Sinister and Silent Siege, Zord bans out Veil and Bloody Run, Kyle picks Xowoken, Zord picks Blood Covenant, and the final map between the leftover is going to be Fuse. So we will get ourselves started very soon, and the first map we'll do is Xowoken. Kyle's on the left side, which means I'm going to need my left window to be on him. Yep, okay.
Goal succeeded.
Alright, that's Zord. Make sure that's how it looks in game. Oh damn, they're getting started. Alright, I think I set it up fast enough though. Alright. So they're getting started fast. I gotta set up quickly though. Zord gonna be spawning over by the Mega, and Kyle gonna be spawning by the AK and the Yellow. So Kyle gonna be grabbing himself 2 big weapons to kind of bolster himself, grabbing both Yellows, and immediately he's gonna be moving over to the Red, and he is gonna be getting that. So Kyle gonna be getting himself a big stack, zoning Zord off, knows that Zord wants to be on top of him. He doesn't want Zord to be able to peek him, so he's gonna get the Electro in there. Really, really good play. Waiting for Zord. Another Electro trap coming out, but unfortunately it's not gonna connect. Zord is gonna blast Kyle back, forcing Kyle out of here. Kyle does have the big health advantage right now, but Zord, you know, with some good back rocks and good back rails, he can force Kyle off, and he is forcing Kyle off. Kyle's been getting really aggressive right off the bat, and Zord has done a really good job just barely getting out of there, forcing him back. Kyle will be taking control of the Red there. Another really good shot coming out of Zord, though. Zord's in the corner right now. Electro trap coming out. Unfortunately, Kyle's blast isn't going to make it. Kyle coming right on top, bouncing off of Zord's head like he's a Goomba and taking the red armor, but in doing so, Zord is going to still land a back shot. No! He gets blasted right off the edge coming out of the teleporter, so Zord will go down. Despite all his evasive maneuvers, despite barely being able to stay out of that alive, he will go down by falling into the void. And he's just going to slide right and take the Red. I see you're going for the Red, Kyle. That's going to be mine. You're not getting the Mega and the Red, so Kyle's just going to have to be content taking just the Red and the Yellow. Kyle with a Railgun, Zord with a Rocket and a Lightning Gun, and a bit of a stack on the Yellows right now, fighting some preemptive orbs out there. He knows Kyle's around the corner, backing off. Now he knows that Kyle wants the Red. He knows that Mega's the next thing coming up, so it looks like Zord wants to try to kind of position himself with the Mega. Here's Kyle behind him, and all right. Zord knows that Kyle's behind him. He can play back on this. Kyle on the high ground already, though, getting there that fast. Zord's already here, though. He has to go for it. Landing a bit of chip damage on Kyle right there. It's about 40 damage and chip damage right there. Blasting himself over to the Red. He hears Kyle gets him. Is he going to pursue, though? Going up, but he's not pursuing in because he doesn't want to be open to an angle. Sees Kyle go up there. Sees Kyle go through the window. And all right, he's not going to chase. Rocket coming out. Not going to land. And Kyle going to be getting an unreturned shot. Zord's stuck in the corner. Zord's jumping out of that corner. And Kyle, with a big stack advantage right now, knows that Mega's coming up soon, but it looks like he wants to pursue Zord rather than stay. No, he is going to stake up on it. He tries to pursue Zord around the corner a little bit. Doesn't see him. And Kyle's like, all right, I got the health advantage. I'm sticking around. I'm taking this Mega when it comes up. Holding an angle, sees Zord. Zord spraying down a little bit of shots, but not able to do any damage with it. Kyle's going to be grabbing the Red, coming back down, or going to grab the Mega, coming back down to the Red. Is Zord going to contest it, though? Kyle jumping up, looking up. Zord coming back down on the back end, not going to be grabbing the Red. So now Kyle has full control of the Mega and the Red, looking for Zord, coming in fast. Really, really hard to keep track of where they are, but Zord is going to be able to stack up on the Yellow armors, and Zord actually has a health advantage right now. Despite the fact that Kyle had control of both the Red and the Mega, Zord was able to land a lot of really, really good trades right there that just bring him ahead of Kyle. Kyle going in, baits out Zord's not lightning a shot, Vortex shot, avoids the second shot, so Kyle will get out of there without taking any harass, but Zord is going to take control of the Mega health because of that. Looking for a shot, not able to find it, but he knows Red is coming up soon, and he will get it. Zord now in control of both the Mega and the red armor. Kyle can stack up a little bit on those yellows, but Zord has about a 100 health advantage on Kyle, so if Zord starts the fight and commits to it, I think Kyle's going to be in a really rough position. Zord tries to jump up, gets railed down by Kyle. Not today, buddy. Going in for the electro trap, strips the yellow armor off of Kyle. Kyle's done a really good job keeping Zord out, but at the same time, Zord still does have that advantage, and he knows the timing. Kyle has a high ground advantage, though. Lands a shot on Zord. Zord's gonna have to give up this Mega. Tries to stick around to strip it, but he's not gonna find it. And Kyle is gonna land another rocket on the way out, meaning the Zord now has to also forfeit the red armor. Kyle completely turns the tables. Now Kyle's in control of the Mega and the red armor, and Zord's on the one on the back foot. Trying to find some yellows, trying to find some scraps of armor that he can pick up to not get killed. Kyle coming around the corner, jumps right over one of Zord's rockets, and after landing a rocket on Zord, avoiding the first rocket, knows that he can just commit to this kill, and Kyle will find a second kill on Zord right there. Kyle spawning by the red, and Zord spawning up at the rail. Here's Kyle get the red, and then says, okay, I'll go take myself the Mega and grab the yellow armor. Kyle grabs himself another yellow armor, though, to kind of pick up what Zord stripped off of him, so players are both around the same health values, given these stacks that they have traded with. But Zord does have this high ground advantage, and he hears where Kyle is. Hears him go through the teleporter, jumps up, looks for him, but Kyle's coming in so high, he's gonna go right over the rocket, hit Zord with his rocket of his own, and then turn around and rail him, and that's gonna be another kill for Kyle right there, finishing off Zord, getting really aggressive and flying in right over his head. Rocket's gonna come out, Kyle missing the rail, and Zord is gonna hit Kyle with 2 rockets right there, and pick himself up the red, but Kyle is gonna be grabbing the Mega Health, so Zord, despite the really, really good start, wasn't quite able to find the kill, but he might be able to carry this momentum a little bit. Hits Kyle again. He knows where Kyle is, but he doesn't quite have line of sight. Here's Kyle below him. Kyle on the run right now. He doesn't quite know exactly where Zord is, but he has a feeling. There he goes. Rocket comes out. Second rocket trying to zone Kyle out rather than hit him straight up. But Kyle with 2 unreturned hits on the railgun. Zord's got to run. Zord's got to get the hell out of here. Kyle coming in, though, misses the railgun again, and Kyle's not going to commit to it. He's backing off as he passes through. Zord does a lot of damage on him. Zord's super low, but he's done a really good job bringing Kyle back down with control of the Mega, though. Another rail coming out. Not going to get a lightning gun chasing Zord down. He will finish Zord off, flying through the map. Able to catch Zord as far as, I mean, Zord traded a lot of damage with Kyle really, really well right there, but the second Kyle was able to grab that Mega and then just blast himself through the map, like, he wasn't going to be able to get away. It's just, it's a bit too hard right there. Zord going to be grabbing the Mega, and Kyle going to be going over and grabbing the red. Both players have a similar stack, but now with Kyle grabbing the yellow. Zord getting, the Mega, yeah, it's about similar again, but Kyle was going to be the one to start the fight right there with rockets, blasting Zord, making him lose control of his character. A bit of back rail coming out from, or a bit of back AK coming out of Zord is going to level the playing field a bit. Kyle is going to have to back off, unless he wants to risk running into a shot, but Zord is really low. It's going to be difficult for him to contest. He's just trying to listen, hear what side Kyle's on. He hears Kyle's on the red armor side, and then he goes off and gets the Mega. He can't let Kyle get both of these. Kyle tries to go up, but when you're up in the air like that, you're a clay pigeon. Easy shots for the AK, and Zord does a lot of damage to Kyle. Kyle flying through right now. Zord's going to be grabbing a yellow, and he's getting a little bit of health regen right here. Kyle has a bit of armor, Zord has a bit of armor, but Zord is in a better position to take down Kyle, assuming he's able to get the starting hit. Unfortunately, Kyle kind of knows what side Zord's on, is going to land a rail shot on Zord, and with the red and the Mega coming up soon, it's all going to be about who wants to take what and where they're going to position. It looks like both want to fight for the Mega. Kyle is going to land a rail. Zord has to back off. He has to give Kyle the Mega right there, and he knows it. Zord on the run right now, stuck in the corner, and a big rocket will come around and finish him off. I think Zord was hoping he could get around that corner. I think he was trying to bait. I think he fired a blaster. I think he was trying to bait Kyle into thinking he blasted and get around the corner just in time. But unfortunately, Kyle was just close enough. He saw Zord, so the bait didn't quite work. But it was smart play, smart plan. Kyle was just a bit too fast. Kyle spawning over by the red, but he has to get out of there. Like, Zord grabs the Mega, and he's just pressuring Kyle hardcore. There we go. AK coming out. Here's Kyle jumping around the top floor. Goes into the teleporter, comes out with the AK, and just, like, rams it up his ass. And yeah, there we go. Free kill from me right there, buddy. Time for Zord's comeback. He's got the Mega. He's got a yellow armor. Meanwhile, Kyle's only got a red armor. So Zord does have a slight health advantage right now. All right. Kind of furthering that health advantage now with both yellows. And if he wants to take a fight right here with the AK, if he can land these shots, but Kyle's got the AK, or I'm sorry, Kyle's got the rocket and the rail, so that's dangerous to fight into. Like, the AK is a strong weapon, but if you get launched by that rocket, that's very difficult to fight into. The second Zord looks away, Kyle comes flying around the corner with the rocket, and Zord just has to get the hell out of there, but unfortunately, Kyle starts the fight with a good rocket, kind of throws Zord off his balance a little bit, and he has to try to get with the blaster, and he's just not able to do it in time. Kyle's going to follow him down and light him up with the AK. Zord going to get a yellow armor and a Mega health, and Kyle just going to be grabbing himself the red armor, moving himself back over towards the AK. Okay, this is me. I'm lagging. I'm bad. There we go. I'm back. A lot of Krylink shots, a lot of really suppressive Krylink shots coming out of Zord, doing a lot of damage, and like Kyle's able to trade a bit of damage as well, but Zord is really, really wailing on him with those. It's like when you watch in like UT, someone just zone a corridor with the flak. Like Zord is completely zoning the Kyle out with the Krylink right there, and it really, really worked out for him. Just doing a lot of damage, like from the really indirect hard angles to reach him from. Zord coming to swoop down. He's got the Mega and the red armor right now. So Kyle's in. So Zord gonna be grabbing the red armor right here. and flying over, grabbing his little rocket, boosting up. Nice direct hit right off top of Kyle's head, but he's gonna be blasting himself a little bit, so ooh, it's a bit hard. Nice, good 55 rocket on Kyle. Kyle's trying to pull a Zord. He's trying to purple gun him, but I don't know, Zord. The glamour gun? I don't think so. Only Zord is a master of the glamour gun. Nice try, Kyle. I'll just avoid these shots. Couple of rockets going down on top of Kyle. Zord looking down for Kyle, thinking he's low, but unfortunately for him, Kyle's high, and Kyle's got the AK. He wants to get aggressive. Unfortunately, goes right at the jump pad. Zord's waiting for him. Nice jump pad, uses the momentum, launches him even higher with that rocket, and that's a free kill for Zord right there. Land right where I want you to. Hell yeah. Mega gonna go Kyle's way, and Kyle moving down to red. Kyle's gonna be in control of both Mega and red at the start of this. So Zord gonna be playing from the kind of like the back foot very early on. Looks like he's just trying to move to collect some weapons and try not to commit too hard to like dying right here. He doesn't have a rail. He's got the AK though, so he can do a bit of chip damage. Kyle just boosting right up into a rocket. That's pretty, Zord's probably pretty happy about that. Doesn't have a railgun though. He swooped up for it earlier and it wasn't spawned there, and Zord's probably looking for that railgun now. He knows that he knows the Mega and the red are coming up soon, and he knows he has to take one of them, but he doesn't have a rail, so he can't play from super far back. So instead, he's gonna play really aggressively up close, grabs himself the Mega, gets there right before Kyle does with the blaster, coming around and grabbing the red as well. Kyle is super low on health, has to survive off of yellow armors. He's got the rail. Zord still doesn't have a rail, but it doesn't really matter because if Zord can get in and land a shot with one of these rockets, he can just chase Kyle down and gun him down. Fortunately, Kyle, very evasive, very hard to catch, and Zord isn't able to find him, isn't able to fish him out, so Zord is going to back off a little bit, fire some rockets that I'm not going to quite land, but he knows where Kyle is, and he knows Kyle can't push him right now. At the same time, he's running out of time, so he's going to have to go in himself at some point. Mega is up, Kyle's going to grab the Mega, Zord hears him grab the Mega, and it looks like he's going to come down and contest the red from the high ground. Both players going to trade 80 rocket on Zord, 80 rail on Kyle. Unfortunately, Zord being suspended in the air means that he's a much easier shot for Kyle when Kyle loads up the next rail cartridge and finishes him off. Zord putting Kyle on the back foot though. All right, I can launch you up too. Hits him with 2 big rockets, but unfortunately the amount of damage being traded right there because Kyle is the one who got the red makes it really hard for Zord to fight into him. And again, Zord just about to kill Kyle and he grabs the Mega right there. Kyle should be dead 2 times over, but he's able to just grab the power items and Zord doesn't have the health to take the fight. It's really a shame. It's really a shame. A really impressive 2 shots coming out of Zord right there, but Kyle's doesn't miss. Impressive shots coming out of Zord, but you know, Kyle hits him, they back off. Zord comes in with another impressive lineup of shots, but Kyle's just able to, he's able to trade back, and because he just takes control of the items, he is going to be taking that set. So, first game, Kyle Zord, well played. S-rank game. I agree. What was the next map they said they were going to play? Blood Covenant, I think? I think they said it was going to be Blood Covenant. Oh shit, I didn't realize I had my Doom music playing the whole time. I mean, I don't think anyone gives a shit, but I tend to turn it off for the matches if I can. All right, so we need Zord on the right side. Kyle.
Prepare for battle.
They're starting again so fast. They don't give me time to set up my stupid health bars. Okay, and boom, there's that window. All right, Zord gonna be spawning over by the mortar in red, and Kyle gonna be spawning over by the Mega. But Kyle not able to get any weapons as he makes his way to the Mega. So Kyle kind of naked on weapons right now, and Zord has a much larger, more deadly arsenal with the railgun and the mortar. Kyle looking for the rail, but he's not able to find it. Kyle still doesn't have a real weapon to fight Zord with. I don't think Zord knows that though, so he's not getting too aggressive, you know, doesn't want to overcommit and really get like murked if Kyle does have a weapon Zord doesn't realize he has. The red and the Mega are coming up again soon. It looks like Zord doesn't really want to take a direct fight. He just kind of wants to zone Kyle off of the rail and make it so that Kyle can't take a position when he goes for the red. And it looks like Zord is going to be doing that. He grabbed himself the rail, but Kyle's contesting the red. Probably not what Zord was expecting, not what I was expecting, to go for the red right there when Zord knows that Kyle has Mega. It doesn't work out for him, and Zord's able to finish Kyle off. I really thought with that contest that like Kyle was actually going to be able to finish Zord off, and it was close, but Zord able to land enough shots to finish Kyle off right there. Zord's got the mortar, but Kyle's got the rail. Kyle really low though, but on the way up, takes him out with the rail. Really close fight again right there. Fast round coming out of Kyle. Zord gonna be running over and immediately grabbing the red armor, and Kyle gonna be grabbing the Mega health. Kyle got the Mega in a yellow, and Zord only got the red, but he's got a railgun, so maybe he can strip that yellow off of Kyle, taking the other yellow so Kyle can't get it, but you can't overstack on yellows in Xonotic, so Kyle is gonna be getting the more value from his item pickups. But if Zord can find a good fight right here, he does have more armor than Kyle, and he'll find the kill right there. Good tracking on Zord, like 187 damage done with the AK-47 right there. Zord really tracking Kyle, bringing him down. Goes over and grabs the AK, and he immediately wants the Mega, and it looks like he's gonna get it. Tracking Kyle all the way down and up. Really, really good tracking by Zord right there. Even with Kyle having a 100 health advantage, Zord's able to just completely track him all the way down, track him all the way up. I think I have the health bar. Wait, I gotta check my strings. It's not up, right? Zord is... Yeah, I do have the health bars correctly. All right. Zord, or no, Kyle on the back end with the railgun, hitting Zord as he goes up for it. Looks for another shot, but he's not quite able to get it. There's a few angles Zord could have come out from, and Zord guessed correctly, came out on the right angle, but Kyle wasn't quite watching, because you can only watch, like, two sides of that. Zord guesses right, comes out, doesn't have to get hit by Kyle, but he is at a health disadvantage right now. He has to kind of back off a little bit. He doesn't have really weapons to fight Kyle at a distance. He's got rockets, and he's got that lightning gun if he wants to come in close, but Kyle can hold angles with these rails that Zord just can't actually contest. Zord has to respect that. He will be respecting that. The rocket coming out, not quite going to land. That's my lag, not theirs. So no one got robbed. Don't worry. Big rocket coming out of Zord, though, predicting where he's going to be. 80 into a 51. Big damage for Zord right there, and he's got control of the Mega Health. Red's coming up, and Zord knows that Zord, excuse me, wants that red. Now Zord's got a railgun. Now he can hold his own angles. So now Zord's like, all right. Red's coming up. I got a railgun now. I can fight you at distances where before I couldn't. But he's got no armor, and he can hear Kyle moving around the map. He can hear Kyle picking up those armors. So, Zord is, giving Kyle the respect he deserves. Kyle gonna be grabbing that red armor. Zord knows it, so he's backing off. Maybe gonna try to grab himself a Mega. Zord will be taking the Mega. Both players have similar stacks, just in health to armor, but with different ratios of armor and health. Kyle gonna be landing a rail, but Zord gonna be returning with his own rail right there. It's still anyone's game right here, depending on who goes where. Zord pushing out very early for the red, jumping up to the bridge, holding an angle. He wants to try to catch Kyle coming in from rocket, if that's where Kyle's coming in from. And looking at where Kyle is on the map right now, looks like that kind of is where Kyle is from, on the lower end, but Zord has a pretty good idea of where Kyle is and what he wants to hold. Mega's coming up soon, and it looks like both players are just gonna kind of trade the super items. Zord's gonna go for red. Kyle knows he doesn't want to contest it, so he's gonna go for Mega instead. All right. We'll live and let live. You take the red, I take the Mega. We reset. Zord dropping down, gets railed by Kyle, but the rocket will connect, landing big damage on Kyle, but Zord's on the back foot right now. Kyle picking up the armors on the way in. Kyle has a huge health advantage on Zord right now. Not going to land the rail. Zord going up, gets railed again by Kyle. He's on the run right now, on the back foot. All Kyle needs to do is land one shot, but he can't quite find it, and Kyle comes around on the back end, and he will find the shot on Zord. Zord trying to find these back rockets, not quite able to get him, and Kyle is finally able to clean him up, finishing him off right there, bringing the score to 3-2. Still in Zord's favor, but Kyle closing in. Kyle's got himself a rocket and a rail right now, yet Zord was able to pick up the Mega and grab himself the yellow armors to bring himself up to a big stack. So right now, both players are very similarly stacked. Kyle lands a nice rail. That's going to bring Zord down, but he's getting a little close, and that's exactly where Zord wants to because he's got the AK-47. Unfortunately for Zord, Kyle's also got a rocket launcher, so he can't commit to that too hard. He realizes that, and he's going to back way the hell off. All right, I'm out of here. I don't want to take this fight. You got me, buddy. I'm out of here. Kyle, hey, I got him. He's out of here. Now I can take the Mega health. So Kyle positioning himself for the Mega health right now, and it looks like he is going to get it. Zooming in. All right, Zord, you coming in? Yeah, that's what I thought, big guy. But Red's coming up, and Zord positions in front of it very early, and it's not there, and Zord backing off. Zord, that was... So, unfortunately going to get caught out, but that was actually really smart game sense by Zord right there. Zord knew what the timing of the Mega was, and he knew how long it would take Kyle to come to the red. So... when the red didn't spawn, and Zord knew that Kyle had the Mega at that point, he just bailed early, because he knew if he stuck around, he was dead either way. So, despite the fact that it just looks like, oh, Zord just ran away and got caught out, that was actually really smart game sense by Zord right there. Zyle was, Kyle doesn't miss. He doesn't miss his shots, so he cleaned him up, but there was a lot that you don't see, right there, that is, there's a lot to appreciate about that play. Kyle doesn't miss his shots, Zord gets out at the perfect moment, but there's a lot to appreciate about that. Anyway, Zord on the run again. He's got, no armor, but he's doing a really good job of playing this kind of cat and mouse game with Kyle, where he just kind of is always running from Kyle and firing stuff back, and Kyle is looking for those shots, but Zord's always around the corner, right when he comes back around. Zord is going to be able to get himself the Mega. The red. Kyle's going to get the Mega. Both players shoot rails, and it doesn't look like either one of them lands their rail, so... No, I think Kyle did. I'm an idiot. Either way, both players land their rails there, so Kyle with a slight health advantage on Zord. Zord popping himself. But Kyle backing off, though, because he doesn't want to run into the corridor and get rocketed. He's got to respect... You got to respect someone playing on the defensive side. It's a lot more dangerous to run into someone than it is to just kind of play back and fire a free rocket. So, Kyle respects that. All right, Zord, you can take it. Zord coming up, he will be grabbing the Mega. Fires a couple rockets and rails, not going to land, but that's fine because he doesn't take any damage himself. And Kyle coming around the top, Zord hears it, not going to land the rocket, not going to land the rail. Kyle doing a bit of chip damage to Zord, lands a rail, and Kyle coming out of that clean, not taking any chip damage from Zord, landing 3 shot. And he's just gonna chase him down. He knows, all right, after 3 clean shots like that and you not landing anything on me, I can take a couple of rockets, and Kyle just chases him down, finishes him off. Zord's gonna spawn next to the red armor. He's gonna grab a red armor and a rail. Kyle's gonna be grabbing the Mega and the rockets. Grab himself an Electro as well right now, and an AK-47. So Kyle is pretty set right now, pretty stacked up on weapons. He's having a good time. Zord firing some rockets Kyle firing some rockets over towards Zord. Zord's got himself his own rail now, so he can fight from these much longer distances. Actually, I think he might have had one before, but either way, rocket coming out, rail coming out. Rocket gonna hit Zord, but Zord, you know, Kyle hits Zord with one rocket. Zord hits with rocket and rail. Just a bigger health trade right there. Knows that the Mega's coming up soon, and Zord wants it. Kyle knows the red's up. Kyle knows that Zord's on Mega. All right, they're both coming up. Again, you can have the Mega, buddy. I'll take the red. It's probably more value to get the Mega because you can grab the yellow right after it, whereas with the red, you kind of take what you can take because you can't overstack on yellows. So Zord maybe gets a little bit more value out of that trade, but it's better than losing a life, and Kyle knows that. So Kyle backs off a bit, looking for the rail shot. Oh, peeks his head up, but he's not quite able to find it, and Zord takes his own rail shot. Not quite able to find it either, though. Big 57 on Kyle, though. And Kyle knocking it back down. Yeah, all right, nice try, buddy. Nice jump. Dumbass, get out of here. And Zord, all right. I won't go that way again. Red armor coming up, and Zord's going to fly right in. He knows Kyle's going for the flank. He knows it's a free red. Well, not a free red. Kyle is going to land 2 rails and strip it all off of him, but Zord knows that Kyle doesn't have the red now. Moving over to the Mega, he knows Kyle has it. Drops right down into Zord's crosshair, but Kyle knows the angle Zord's looking at. Kyle just comes right back down and lands a shot on, like, Zord. Like, all right, a good angle, buddy. But I know you're there. Pre-fires the shot. Really good positioning. Kyle on the run right now. He's getting aggressive, really aggressive, because he knows that with the amount of trades that they've had, he just has that health advantage. And if it's a numbers game. Kyle knows it's a numbers game. If both players land their shots, you know, if you've got enough health to take one more shot than the other person, you win the trade, right? And Kyle knows that, so he just goes in. That's something that you can see Kyle does a lot. Is that he seems very, very like aware of the difference in health between both players, and he's very aware of kill threshold, where like you could have 30 more health than someone, but that doesn't mean that you have an advantage, because if both players land their shots, well, I mean, like 30 isn't such a huge advantage that someone couldn't just rail you and like go over that threshold anyway. But Kyle is doing a really good job of like realizing what the like threshold is, where he could take a full extra hit that Zord can't take, and then just rushing Zord because he knows he can take the extra hit. He knows, I can take this extra hit, fuck it, I'll go in. That's what he's doing right now. He knows that if he just chases Zord down, like he can take a whole rocket before it's really a threat. And he never takes that rocket, so he's just staying aggressive, flying across the map at Mach 9, gonna be grabbing that red armor, and Zord is on the run. Zord's like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Where is he even coming from? Imagine going for the red, and Kyle just flies out in front of you, grabs it at Mach 9, and launches himself to the high ground. Really kind of crazy right there. And Kyle can get away with that because he knows he's got the health advantage, and he knows he can take a full rocket. Zord right here. All right. Let's try this again. Grabs himself the Mega. He knows that Kyle's got the red, but Zord has a pretty good arsenal for going and getting aggressive. He does have rockets, and he's got the lightning gun as well, or an AK. Gonna land that rocket right there. There's not a ton to play off of, though. Shotgun coming out. Another rocket, maybe. Kyle's not chasing into it, and Zord, he's smarter than that. Again, Kyle knows how much health you got. Not gonna chase into that, but you gotta shoot it. You gotta shoot it, because it costs you nothing to shoot it, and if he does chase you into it, it's free damage, right? Good form by both players right there, playing that fight really well. I mean, and you can tell both players played the fight really well because they came out with about the same amount of HP, you know? If Zord didn't play the fight well, Kyle would have chased him and killed him, and if Kyle didn't play it well, Zord would have chased him and killed him, so despite the fact that both players took a bunch of damage on that corridor, that's how you know they both played it really well. Either way, 5 seconds left in this match, and it looks like it is going to go Kyle's way. Final map is going to be Fuse. 7-3 is the score, with Kyle coming out on top. Final map is going to be Fuse. Do I need to get these? Yeah, these can vote, so it goes faster.
Prepare for battle.
Starts so fucking fast. It's hard to get my health bar stuff set up quick enough. No, I need Zord on this side and Kyle on this side. They're beginning, but I'm not ready. It's there we go. Kyle on the left, Zord on the right. This one here. Boom, boom. Kyle's health, Zord's health. We're correct. So it looks like at the start, Kyle was able to grab the Mega. And remember, on this map, there is no... remember, on this map, there's no red armor. So that Mega is very, very valuable. But, I mean, you know, so are the yellow armors. Because if someone takes the Mega and the yellows, well, you got no way to come back from that. Like, if someone grabs red on Blood Run, right? You can be like, all right, you get 100 armor. If I can grab 2 yellows, I can also have 100 armor. But on this map, you know, if someone gets the Mega and then takes the yellows, what do you have? You haven't got anything to grab. You can't say, all right, you take the Mega, I'll take the red, and then maybe we scrap for some yellows. It's if you get the Mega and take a yellow, I'm stuck with just like maybe another yellow, and it's really hard to kind of like level the stack with someone on this map compared to other maps. Like, once someone gets a stack advantage, it can be very hard to level it just because there isn't that second big item to give you a boost. Cal coming in really aggressive here on Zord. You've got the rocket into mortar into rail, falls into lava, and Zord does a really good job trading into Kyle. So, what the fuck was I seeing? So, Zord gonna be firing a rocket down. Kyle looks like he's gonna be going for the mega. They can't quite get it. Both players blasting each other off the wall with blasters and rockets. Not quite able to find it. And Zord's just gonna, all right, I give up. You can take it, Kyle. I'll take the yellow. It's better than nothing, and he can grab the 50 health on the bottom side, and that'll kind of even things out a little bit if Zord can get another yellow. Armor. He'll grab a yellow and a green. Gonna go in for a couple of shots right there, but Kyle is gonna dodge one of the shots. Zord doesn't dodge the other, so Kyle comes out on top in that fight. Zord grabbing a railgun and getting a yellow armor, and Kyle gonna be grabbing nothing but getting himself the mega. Now Kyle with a rocket and a yellow. Getting railed down by Zord, though, that is going to even out the health values a lot. However, Kyle is going to be landing a lot of unreturned damage right there on Zord with that rocket, knocking Zord back over. Zord on the run, railgun in hand. Kyle landing Krylink shots, Zord trading into it. One more rail will do it, but a big meaty Krylink will also do it. Zord getting him, finds it with the shotgun, looking for the rail, and he will find the rail. So there we go, another kill down for Zord. He turns on him, he knows, all right. Kyle doesn't have a big burst weapon, and 2 shots will kill me, but 1 shot from me will get him. Kyle gonna be grabbing himself the mega at the start. Zord able to grab the green armor, coming down, grabbing the yellow armor as well, but it's gonna be rough because Kyle just has a railgun. He's just got better weaponry for this kind of fight. It's gonna be really hard to hit Kyle when he's above him, and Kyle's got a hit scan, so Zord will be kind of stuck in the pit, just getting like shot down by Kyle while he's trying to like knock him out of the air with the projectile weapons. Very difficult to do. Knocking him down, 1-2, 50 damage right there. Yeah, all right. Don't ever talk to me or my son again, Kyle. Stay down there. Zord grabs himself a mega, gets himself a mortar, but he needs a better weapon because with just the mortar, Kyle will run around. He's got a res, got a rocket. With just the mortar, Zord can't actually take a fight with Kyle, even despite the fact that he does have a stack advantage on him. Good mortar shot's going to come out, kind of prevent Kyle from pushing him a bit, but again, without a rail or another weapon to contest Kyle at these ranges, he's going to have to forfeit the mega. Kyle will be taking the mega right there, and Zord still doesn't have a rail, but he does have a rocket now, which is going to give him the ability to contest Kyle a little bit. Rocket going up, doing 50 damage, knocking him down. Another mortar coming in for Kyle. Zord trading pretty well into Kyle right there, going for the yellow, not being trapped by Kyle. Both players have very similar health values, but Kyle coming around with a rail, going to hit Zord. Zord trades with rocket, but Kyle swaps to rocket again, zones Zord out, and another rail finishes him off. Zord spawning in, grabbing the yellow armor and the railgun. Kyle grabbing the mega health. No, doesn't have a railgun, but he is going to get railed by Zord, and he's got to get the hell out of there. He tried to contest Zord a little bit at the beginning, but after Zord landed that blatant, or not blatant, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know what the word I'm looking for, but like that big blast to the face from the railgun, Kyle just has to back up. Oh, Zord looking for the rail shot. If he lands it, Kyle would have gone down, but not quite able to find it. Looking for another, not quite able to find it. There we go. Finally lands a rail shot right there. Mortar coming out. Kyle super low on health, and the mega's not up for another 5 seconds. Kyle didn't quite know the timing, so Zord will catch him out of position and finish him off right there. Zord goes in. All right, I know that I got a bigger stack than you. Bam, I'm going in. Zord has the railgun, but Kyle picks up the yellow armor, and Kyle juggles Zord, stuck in that little cut corner right there. Okay, yeah, you're in the little pit. Let me just stick you down there with some blaster shots. Oh no, let me out, let me out. Zord going over to try to get the mega, but he can't quite get it. Kyle blasting him up again. Zord going in for the rail, and he's gonna blast himself out. I'm not gonna give you a chance to blast me in it, but unfortunately falls down into the lava, and Kyle's like, yeah, that's right, you're gonna stay down there. Actually, you're gonna stay down there. Zord gonna jump up, grab himself the mega, and Kyle's stuck. He's got a rail, but he doesn't have the health to fight Zord right now. Zord's going in. Oh, maybe he can get the melee, but no. Oh no, Kyle's able to land one rail on the way up. Zord isn't able to get the melee, so the second rail on the way down, and Kyle will take the kill. It was a good point in time to get aggressive, but unfortunately Kyle just had some really good shots, and you can be a tactical master, but sometimes if you can't get the shot, sometimes it's just good. It's not good. Like me. I'm the smartest guy on the planet. No one's a smarter player than me. Oh, good shot by Zord when Kyle goes over to get the mega. Kyle's really low right now. There we go. Zord's gonna clean him up right there. Like me, I'm the smartest guy ever, but I can't aim for shit. So, damn it! It doesn't matter how smart I am. No, I'm kidding. But Kyle right now, he's got himself a yellow armor. He's got himself the mega health. Zord on the run. He's only got a railgun. That's not a great weapon to be fighting someone who's chasing you down with. And even though he lands the shot, Kyle just has much more health, and he's gonna chase him down. Zord spawning over by the yellow, Kyle spawning up by the mega, and Kyle, all right, Kyle's gonna start preemptively firing down some of those blaster shots. That way, if Zord does get the rail, he can't pressure him. Really good thing, really good awareness by Kyle. Don't let him get the rail. Don't let him pressure me as I come up here. Kyle coming out. He's got his railgun. He's looking for it. Zord's got a railgun and a mortar and a rocket. So both players have a pretty fleshed out arsenal right now. But Kyle. So whoever really starts the fight is going to come out on top. Zord lands a really good shot on Kyle, but Kyle is going to back off, get himself a little bit of health. Zord's also getting himself a bit stacked up on health, so both players are about at the same. Trading rails right there. Both players one shot away from a rail. Who's going to land it? Kyle fires it up and misses. Zord fires a rocket down, hits Kyle. Zord's got a big health advantage right now. If he can find the shot on Kyle, he can finish him off right now, but no, the big orbs are going to do a lot of damage to Zord, and he re-peaks after that, and the preemptive rocket from Kyle comes out, gets detonated right in Zord's face, and Zord will be going down. The zoning electro shots from Kyle doing a lot of work right there. And Zord coming in, grabbing the railgun. That railgun is a really, really deadly place, man. Like, it feels like whenever someone goes down for that railgun, they either, like, die after grabbing it, or they get, like, stuck when grabbing it, and they're just, like, in a really rough position. Like, right there. Kyle came out on top of that one. I just think Zord didn't have a weapon, but he did find himself on the back foot. It's just that Zord didn't, he didn't have the weaponry to fight back. Kyle runs up, grabs the Mega, but he's going to get railed by Zord. Zord grabbing 2 yellows, so Zord's got a pretty big health advantage right now. He can land these shots, but here come the Electro Balls. Got to be careful. Those can really burst you for a lot of damage. Fires a rocket low. Kyle ends up being high, but it's not a big deal because he is able to return the rail onto Kyle. Looking for Kyle right now. Zord kind of has an idea where he is, but both players are pretty low. Like, one good combo or one rail could kill either player. Electro combo coming out of Kyle, not going to connect. He will land some Crylink shots, and Zord not able to do any damage to Kyle, so Zord kind of on the back end. A couple of bouncing Crylink shots. Kyle knows that Zord is low, but Zord could catch him on the back end. Unfortunately, those Crylink shots are just going to chip Zord down, make it too hard for him to move, and then Kyle's going to end up finishing him off. Grabbing the Mega right there on Zord. Kyle going to melee him down. Pretty good trade by Kyle, stripping the Mega off him, and a Rocket's just going to come down and finish Zord off again. Zord having a really, really hard time finding some like footing in this map. Like, Kyle is just playing off of the spawns really, really, really well. And when there's no red armor, you can default to. It's kind of what happens. Whoever can play off the spawn in the Mega is going to have the much better time at the start. Kyle again trading into Zord a lot right there. Some rockets, some mortar shots coming out. There we go. Kyle going down for the rail. Gonna try to launch himself up. Not quite find it. All right, Kyle gonna get himself a rail. Gonna get himself a yellow, and gonna get himself a Mega. He's looking for Zord right now. Rocket comes out, flies right past Kyle's face. Good intuition by Zord to know he'd be up there, but unfortunately the rocket's a little bit off. Zord chasing down Kyle. Not chasing him down, but pressuring him a little bit. Kyle on top. He's got the high ground right now. He kind of knows where Zord is, but Zord hears where Kyle is as well. Kyle's coming down by the railgun, lands a good shot on Zord, completely unreturned. Zord's on the run right now. Kyle knows Zord doesn't have the health to fight him back, but a big face rocket on Kyle right there. Is he going to keep chasing Zord is the question. Zord does have enough health to fight back, and it looks like, okay, Kyle's getting a bit aggressive, but he was really just trying to position himself for that Mega health. Kyle has the next Mega. No yellows coming up right now. Zord has the last 2 Megas, but with Kyle picking up a lot of the... There we go. With Kyle picking up a lot of these scraps and that yellow right there, he's got a pretty strong health advantage. Lands a rail on Zord, launches Zord up with a rocket, and he's going to land another follow-up rail on Zord right there. Zord gets a little... he gets trick stabbed right there. Kyle comes in from behind. Sound again. Is there a sound problem? Maybe my server had a fucked up sound problem. I don't know. I'll ask him. I'll see what he says afterwards. But another rocket coming out of Kyle on the top. 2 rockets, Zord on the back foot, but Kyle also pretty low. If one rocket comes out from Zord hitting Kyle on the back end, Kyle could have a really, really hard time. He'll die. He'll have a really hard time being alive, I guess, if that happens. Kyle grabbing the orange health immediately to stop Zord from being able to pick it up. Later on, grabbing himself a Mega, grabbing himself a yellow, and Kyle immediately has a really, really strong health advantage right now. He's just going to put it in Zord. Like, all right, nice railgun. Like, this seems like a really hard map to play off of the spawns of. Because, again, when a smaller map with no red armor, what are you really supposed to do? Like, if Kyle just spawns down by that orange health, like, takes it, grabs the Mega in the meantime, and then takes a yellow armor, what are you really supposed to do about that? Like, I guess you can maybe pick up some shards in your own yellow, but you're just playing at a huge health disadvantage at that point. Like, depending on just, like, the spawn you get and how you play off of the enemy spawn, it seems like a really, really hard map to kind of play off of the spawns with. Zord trying to pressure Kyle a little bit, but it's difficult, man. It's really hard. Kyle is playing really, really well off the spawns on this map. He's getting that lead at the very beginning, and then it's like, you have to either go in and try something to finish him off, or you have to just concede that he's going to take it and play real slow. But if you're far enough behind on points, you don't have the time. You really don't have the time to play slow and try to get those points back. So, it's like, what do you do? Very well played by both players, though. Really, really good games to watch and absorb some information. I'll have to ask Zord what he was talking about with the audio. because hopefully there wasn't a problem with my server with the audio. I'm going to try to, apparently, and this happens with my Quake 3 server as well, apparently a lot of Russian players can't join my server, so maybe Hetzner has like a geo-block thing going on. I'm going to try to figure out how to circumvent that. Maybe I'll update my VPSs to ones that don't have a geo-block on them. And then, yeah, so the other thing is that I'll try to do Hoonymode again next week. Seems interesting. The other thing about Hoonymode, though, is that it's usually not played without a frag limit. Oftentimes, Hoonymode is played with a frag limit instead of a time limit. And you have to win by 2. You have to get up to 6 and then win by 2. So next week, maybe we'll try playing with the frag limit as well. The downside of playing with the frag limit is that it makes scheduling as the one organizing things a bit harder. It makes scheduling things a bit more difficult because, who knows how long everyone's matches are going to take. And if one match ends in like 5 minutes, another match ends in 7, and then another match ends in like 10, but I told someone to be here at like 7:40, well, now it's 7:25, and it's like, well, shit, they probably weren't going to be ready for another 15 minutes. So what do? Do we just sit around for 15 minutes? So on one hand, I can look into doing Hoonie with a score limit, the way it is in Quake 1, but at the same time, that makes scheduling harder, so maybe we'll just keep playing with a time limit. Or, maybe we can do with a time limit and a frag limit, and if one match is super quick, we can just do it again. We'll figure it out, but either way, really fun games to watch. Thank you to everyone for joining. Thank you to everyone for watching. It was pretty cool. Hopefully my audio is fine. Every time we do one of these streams, I mess with my audio, and every time it feels worse than the last, but we'll see. Hopefully my audio is fine. I'm going to go upload the games that were played. I think the first game between Cotangents and Gunny Axe is going to be Lost Media. I'll leave the stream up, but as far as like the high quality recording goes, that first game's going to be Lost Media. Because for me to download editing software and then re-render it at a high bitrate, it's going to take a lot of time. And I'm lazy. So anyway. We'll call it there. Thank you to Cotangents, Gunny Axe, Yak, Spiroct, Kyle, and Zord for participating. Thanks to everybody for watching. And I'll try to do another one of these next week. And, maybe we adjust the rule set. Maybe we adjust the maps. Maybe people give me feedback on what they thought was good and bad. We'll see how things go. And I'll end the stream there. Thank you to everyone for participating.